Alright, yes, I am alive after all. So welcome to whosoever may be receiving this message, and even though it's this is probably the longest I've gone in quite a long time between the moment in which I actually pushed the start the stream button and when I actually decided to start speaking, I am in fact here. Pretty much trying to do well, not trying to do anything right now, but just like trying to balance, I guess, actually being able to do a stream with some other stuff that I was working on earlier today, which takes a bit more time than you would expect. But no, I am here now. It's still technically not 8 PM, so I haven't done this in a completely terrible fashion, or terribly outdated fashion, let's see. Or at least not as much as I could have under different circumstances, even though this has not only been the probably the longest I've gone. Like I said, between the start of the stream and when I actually started the stream, and but also quite the latest I've actually started the stream to begin with, but I think that's enough of my whining for now. Let's just go ahead and move over to the screen, which, if I'm not mistaken, should show... yeah, there we go. The thing. Hello, /Phi. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you. I'm able to locate the remote that I thought I had. I guess managed to fall forwards to the point that it was completely hidden behind the thing that it is usually on top of, which is a small stack of N64 cartridges. Hold on. Guess too much time passed between me pressing the Wii power button and anything happening. Oh boy. Hold on. I'm currently attempting to get the Wiimote to actually realize that, yes, I have in fact put batteries in it. Let's just head straight into the thing, which I only just now realized had not actually been made visible yet. Hold on. Could it be this one, could it be that one? It is that one. Well, time for me to phase out this music to see if I can... well, if the sound from the actual game source is actually working right now, or if I'm gonna have to do a quick reset. And the source, I guess we'll find out in just a few seconds. When this thing actually gets to the point where it's supposed to be making sound. Here we go. Yeah, I don't hear anything, so let's quickly cycle this switch, which apparently this little stupid box fell at some point. There's the sound. I guess a little bit more of the central layout, except not really. There we go. Now we just pop the A button so that we can go ahead and mark the thing as officially interacted with, I guess, and load straight back into our file, even though I need to replace a few things here, so... I'm gonna say it'll be just a little bit longer between then and then, but no. Oh boy, there's quite a bit of tangles in the little part of my desk here where it's kind of the space between where I am currently holding my, not my N64 controller, my GameCube controller, and where it actually goes into the Wii U. At least the wire on this particular controller is actually quite long enough that that doesn't really become an issue, but... okay, let's see. Yes, we've successfully managed to start the game for once, so let's see if I can get myself a quick recap on what is happening here. So we're supposed to be starting chapter 4 next, as you know, the title identifies. We did all the WWE stuff in the arena in the previous chapter. I don't think we have enough money to buy anything else from this guy, right? Yeah, well, we have some money, but I don't think we want to really spend it on anything right now. I'm pretty sure that I looked over all that last time that I was playing this, so Let's see... I'm pretty sure that we attempted to go into the pipe. Oh yeah, we... Actually, during Chapter 3, before we even left for the start of Chapter 3 proper, we did attempt to go into the pipe. Actually, we might have come back and being able to make our way to the pipe by virtue of having the Yoshi Kid with us. And yeah, we found the pipe that led to Twilight Town, but it totally didn't work. I'm pretty sure we already got this piece of dialogue, but I guess we can repeat it. Hello from Twilight Town lives here in Rockport. If anyone knows how to get through the pipe, it'll be him. It is the lover of dark places, Darkly, who is loitering right here in this part of town. So, of course, we already know where he is, but I don't think we actually did talk to him last time. This guy is saying that he will kick you. What here is this dude? I'm pretty sure that his title doesn't change at all over the course of the game, but there you go. Kinda creepy to me, but whatever powers you up. But if we do talk to him now, you guys need something, well, it happens. You wanna know how to get through the pipe to Twilight Town? And easier, you just need to have something that has your name written on it. Yeah, I did forget about that detail. Don't you have anything that has your name written on it? Everyone does. Well, I probably don't. At least not my legal name. Okay, hang on. I'll write it for you. What's your name? Marwol. Yes, write it right here on the seat of your overalls. Well, yeah, that's not gonna look weird at all, but... I don't know what he's using to write that, but... Perfectamundo. Well, I might as well write your partner's name too. What's your name? Well, Bella. I'm pretty sure this can happen too. No matter which partner you have out, but I think the dialogue might be slightly different, but apparently that tickles. I guess it just... I was not really wearing clothes other than that hat and tie. Maybe the shoes, like I guess we assume that the feet that the Goombas have all have shoes, so kind of have to wonder how that works exactly. Of course, the Goombas are supposed to be like sentient mushrooms, but I don't know, I guess the sort of small, like the whole top part of their body is their head, and then that small protrusion that's under it is like the body, and then that kind of is the equivalent of the stem that would be on an actual fungus. And then they've got little feet that sprout off of that as well, so you kind of have to wonder how the implications are for how their biology works with that into consideration, but... But yeah, let's actually try to not get too distracted this time around. So we go straight down here. I'm pretty sure there's no reason to hold this stuff, no reason to stall too that great in that part of town, and we do need the Yoshi Kid to help us get over here. We can't, yeah, pretty sure we can't actually break this thing yet. We need the top tier hammer, I guess. That's one that breaks the grey blocks. And this pipe just leads us to the background, though. The place that we need to go to actually is this place right here. Because we've been through this weird, like, Cocoa Puff textured pipe, but it just spat us back out. But this is in fact the pipe to Twilight Town, so I guess now that we've been conditioned to where we can actually go through it, we can actually just go ahead and start Chapter 4 right off the bat. Within the first 10 minutes of actual gameplay this stream. I'm actually doing things in a fairly timely fashion. That's quite uncharacteristic. 4 pigs the bell tolls. That'll make a amount of sense in just a few minutes here, I have no doubt. Mostly because I'm already aware of what's gonna happen. Having played through this game multiple times in the past, but... Well, here we go. It's Twilight already. I know what's up. This must be Twilight Town. But again, it's nothing to do with the Twilight Town from Kingdom Hearts, even though those two Twilight Towns were released in oddly close times to each other, but you kind of have to imagine that both of them were like in the concept phase before either of those games got released, like Chain of Memories and this one. So I'm pretty sure this is pre-Kingdom Hearts 2, but it might not be pre-Chain of Memories. Anyhow. Now we're outsiders. This is a bad time to arrive though, but you're adventurers. Maybe it's the perfect time. What the heck do you mean a bad time? Oh gee whiz, I don't know. Just scary tale to hear and scary to tell too. But we won't have time, I guess. Because the bell rang again. So awful. Who could it be now? Oh, this guy right here. What is going on? Well, oh badness. Now poor Freddy, I guess that was Freddy, got turned into a pig. Good. Well, hopefully here comes another guy. I'm the mayor of this poor town. Some call me Door, or Dower. I guess it could be Dower if you consider that it's supposed to be like the actual adjective. Because that would, you know, match up with the theme of this place, I guess. Not exactly the sharpest fellow, but I do believe you're adventurers, right? Well, this isn't the place for the telling of tales, sadly. Come to my home here. Maybe if we go indoors, will actually be proof to the big, polymorphing that's going on here. That's the initial conflict of this place. This time, welcome to Twilight Town. Well, I'd like to welcome you. Welcoming people is generally a good thing, and it's nothing but bad out there. As you may have guessed, our town has been cursed. That is the right word, right? Of course it is. Beyond town is a forest, and in its heart is an ancient building, the creepy steeple. The dark creature who lives there, its curse ordains that when the steeple bell rings, one of the Twilighters living here in the village becomes a pig. Which, you know, this whole setup makes that sound a lot more dire than it actually turns out to be when we find out the truth of how that is being carried out. Will my loved ones become swine? Will I too become a curly-tailed oinker? Well, can't sleep at night, of course. Night and day are pretty similar here. I guess it follows the same kind of rules as, like, living near one of the magnetic poles of the Earth. If this keeps up, well, the village will be one giant pig pen, which would be bad. But instead of having the, like, 6-month long day and a 6-month-long night, it's just permanent in between. I wonder if there's any place in the planet where that would actually apply, but probably not on this planet. Before you two get pigified, except we can't. We're hunting for something. Have you ever heard of a crystal star? A star-shaped rock that's all glittery, because we are gonna find one of those here. In Creepy Steeple, there's a glittery red stone shaped like a star. You just know this. That totally must be the crystal star. Well, you're not thinking of going to Creepy Steeple, are you? Or unthinkable. But no, that is the order of the day. He doesn't seem too reliable, this mayor. Well, family and friends have all been turned into pigs. That's not a good thing. This is the village where we all were born, after all. We can't just leave. Well, I mean, you could totally just leave. That's what a lot of people do. A lot of modern contexts, but yeah, here are all the pigs. This guy was so gloomy when that is even a gloomy pig. Well, I don't know. I guess the pigs do like have their unique titles as well. It's all just so totally tragic, even if they're not very dynamic. You would have a nervous breakdown about becoming a pig in the interim of us going to do stuff, I guess. Will it feel weird to turn into a pig? The pigs felt stuff? I mean, probably. I guess the most I could tell you about pigs is that they earned a reputation for being big eaters because they will literally eat anything that they can as soon as they can, if it is within their reach. So you need to, if you're like a pig owner, you need to be very careful about how you ration their diet. That's Freddy the pig. I mean, Freddy the guy who got turned into a pig. I think of him having to live like this, I get oinked up, I mean choked up. That didn't really work out as a phonetic joke, did it? So I have to wonder as always. It's one of those, I wonder what the original pre-translation script said there moment. I wonder if there's anything important in any of these clumps of grasses down here. Oh, there we go. Single star piece acquired from at least one of those. Let's see if we can add a single coin. There we go. Nice. But let's get the Twilight for this screen, I guess. The title for this stream. Screen, Jesus Christ, because we've done it so far. Twilight here, which I guess makes sense. A big moon gives me the heebie-jeebies, because the sky here is always the same. Perpetual does get a little like boring, well, I mean, probably in that sense, but I guess you can have something like that if you ration out your sleep times very carefully. It's a local Twilighter. I have no idea if he or she's gloomy or jolly or what. Well, I guess that's a pretty optimistic looking person, but what do I know? Living in this dark place is so depressing. You know, I don't really care if I turn into a pig or not. Well, that's nice. But I suppose that's kind of a fitting. Edgy town, yeah. I'm noticing some parts of the background decor here, which I guess are supposed to call back to, I don't know, very stereotypical kind of late Victorian Gothic tropes, like you got the, like, I don't know, very typical looking sort of European peasant place, and you got all these things of garlic in the back, which I guess is supposed to be a bit of a nod to vampire stories. And I'm noticing that I think some of the aesthetics here might actually be a bit of a nod to, like, I can never get the name right. It's either German Expressionism or Impressionism. I think it's Expressionism, but basically the, I don't know, visual technique that was used in early German silent films that had that kind of a gothic theme. Like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and such. Bet he didn't think he'd ever be forced to sniff out truffles, so well, I don't know if if any other people here are doing that, but I guess that is pretty much the aesthetic they were going for here. A bit of Dracula, a bit of Dr. Caligari. You wake up in the morning, it's still gonna be dusk. Well, Hedrick might actually be able to spare some money for, you know, the inns and what's the other thing called? The inn blocks at this point. I think the healing blocks are called, or the healing blocks, yeah. I don't know what I thought I said before. The blocks that heal you and restore your FP, but not your star points, are called inn blocks in this game. Well, here are just as shadowy as the sky. I wonder if I'd get that way if I lived here long enough. I wonder. Gross. Well, guess being all gothed out is better than being a pig. No, there's something that I'm kind of remembering just now about, like the little star in the corner that appears when the text box has finished, I think. I might be misremembering, but I think there's some context in which it, like, bobs back and forth at that speed that it's doing now, but I thought that when you're, like, at the end of a dialogue chain, it bobs a little bit slower. That's how you can tell it's the end, but I guess that's not the case right now. Spoink bloink, boink. Coink coink. I guess it can happen to, oops. Outsiders, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I feel like I've met these pigs before. How is that possible? Did the same thing for all three of them. You can kind of figure who those are supposed to be. The local Twilighter. He's pretty into how important the moon is here. Gotta admit, it sure is permitted in this dusk, but he's still maybe a werewolf. I don't know where that came from, but in this village, the moon is really all we can rely on. It can even grant wishes. And let me turn into a pig, I'll even give up bacon. Well, really makes you think. All these people look slightly different, I guess. We got the actual outward tertiary characteristics for these people. Oldest of three brothers, all close in age, so he's not much older. Middle of three brothers. Middle child is so middle child. Well, does it even make sense? I don't know. No. The youngest of three brothers, not that I can tell just by looking, but apparently you do, and that's Eve. Hard work raising all these kids, so I totally respect her. Mom's always said that only hard work means happiness. You think that's true? Well, that depends on how you define happiness. I've been able to buy food for my children since my husband turned into a pig. Now they're also hungry. Well, I don't know. Spare food? Could you share it with us? I don't know. Do we have anything like that? We could give rid of this. Sure. I don't remember if there's any consequence to this. Oh, I guess there is. Shooting star. There we go. Where do you hail? Well... Oh no. And I'm guessing that that was probably our only chance to do that, if that's any indication. I know she didn't turn into a pig to feed her hungry children. That would be too gnarly, even though that would actually be, Probably should have talked to these previously to see if anything different to say. Got Harpig's Good Eating. That's another, I guess this is another Nintendo GameCube game that was close to being a launch title, I think, that in which children end up into it. Sort of primitive looking 3D rendered pig. The other one, it's not the mother, turned into one. And I'm pretty sure that in the other one that I'm thinking of, they do eat the pig. There we go. Boink boink. But yeah, I think like mother being turned into a pig and for the specific purpose of being slaughtered, I'm thinking, oh shit. There we go, with another star piece, but for the purpose of feeding her children in that sense, I think would not be completely out of place in like an old school fairy tale. I don't think that would get censored in the Disney adaptation, of course, but that's a novelist who lives in Twilight Town. What kind of novels he writes? Well, I believe people actually read in this town. The light would kill my eyes. Maybe they've invented e-readers. I read several books a day, not all pop books either. I wonder if pigs can read. I'm a bit concerned about it, to be honest. Well, depends on... People transform into pigs, does their brain degenerate? To the level of a pig, which I don't know how different that really is from a human. Who knows? It's not like I'm really qualified to talk about that, but the thing that does kind of remind me of is the Doctor Who story, The Talons of Wing Chiang, which has one of the antagonists being like a puppet that's actually an android that's controlled by the cerebral cortex of a pig. And apparently is completely evil because of it, but... But who knows if Robert Holmes knew what he was talking about there from a scientific perspective. That is one of the greatest Doctor Who serials to this day, as far as I'm concerned, though. No small part because it's also like a big love letter to Victorian Gothic tropes. But anyhow, let's see. As the monster lives in the woods past here, I'm serious, that's what somebody said. Oh, this is like the gatekeeper. If you're still gonna go through, even after hearing that you need the mayor's permission. Oh. Yeah, we've gone over this before, in chapter 1. I guess we need to go ask. There's a guy like this in every town. Well, not in every town, but there certainly was a guy like that in the first town. And by the first town, I mean the Cuba town. What? There weren't, you'd go wherever you want and beat the game so fast. Well, never mind, let's never speak of it again. Yeah, how dare you highlight the game pacing tropes. This pig also used to be a Twilighter. Who knows which one, but it seems dignified. Cool uncle. I don't know how you can tell that, but... Are all these people wearing major eyeliner or what? Or maybe they just have like such thick bangs that it completely blocks out the light, or... Eyes are just like really receding into the skull. Maybe it's like a local fashion thing. Gotta turn it to a pig? I want a big old fat one. Oh boy. So what's the point of being a skinny pig, right? Gotta embrace the pigginess. I guess if that's what you're into. Apparently the shop is not in business. Oh boy. Shop manager who's now a pig. Loink loink. Mon Dieu. Oh, a customer. Sorry, we're not open right now. Why am I crying? My husband's been turned into a pig. Pig. My husband went to the woods yesterday to collect herbs, but no husband came home. Instead, a pig returned. This pig. Got in a fight before he left, and I had called him a chauvinist pig. Well, I know he really is a pig, but he has a sweet side too, like my favorite food on my birthday, you know. But I'm sure we can actually just, you know, go backward through all these. Yeah. Right, let's get the actual character development. The trappers get rude. My husband discourse about it in such a manly way, you know. He's got so many wonderful things going for him, you know. But he wouldn't even do the tale for call about the boys will be boys, you know. And I couldn't really do without him drying his underwear in the radiator, you know. And no matter how often I tell him he drinks milk from the carton, you know. I think it'd be tough for him to change his socks once in a while, you know. But I have my faults too, you know. Like maybe I shouldn't have been so hard on him all the time, you know. I should have told him how I felt about him when I was cute, you know. How could he leave me and turn into a pig like this, you know? Yeah. So are you even listening? Well, in a sense. Could you figure out some way to restore my husband to normal? Well, you can take anything in the store that might help you, you know. Oh, really? I mean, can we do that now? It's locked. My husband must have taken the key with him and lost her in the woods. Okay, so I guess we can't actually do that right now. I probably wouldn't want to take anything from the storeroom if I don't have like an actual functioning shop that I could store it in. I'm wondering if I'm missing any like any of those star piece panels that are hidden and that you need to pound the ground to reveal. I can be paranoid and do this every 2 seconds, but I'd rather not have to do that. Ooh. Well, the bell rang. That means someone's gonna turn into a pigoo, but at least it wasn't us this time. We might actually be somehow immune to that, I don't know. Hold on a second, let me take a quick drink of this. This thing of iced tea that I actually put in the freezer for a bit before I started, so... Actually, like, filled with little bits of crushed ice right now. It's really nice. Let's hope you don't think this pig is the mayor, do you? What do we do now? We can't get his permission to pass through the gates. Actually, let's see what the pig title says in the pig dialogue is, because we get like individual pig dialogue for each different one. It's not yet our pig time, but only when the mayor got turned into a pig. And then maybe even us. Yeah, there's not that many people. I have to wonder how long it took for the ones that are currently pigs to be turned into pigs, if it's gonna happen that often, and how much longer before this will be everyone is in that state. Because it even happened again just now. All the crows doing caw caw caw. Don't have anything to say about that. But what do you know, the gatekeeper's also a pig. Not to be insensitive, but that works out for us. I can just cruise through. Oh. Boink, boink. Not bad, but I guess we can pass freely, because, tell me, maybe it's like, maybe it could be like that power-up in Hexen that turns your enemies into pigs, but they can still try to bite you. They've been transformed. Down here. Lucky. I'll do that for, I don't think that's gonna be the storeroom key, actually, but let's see what Mabel has to say about this. It's Twilight Trail. Kind of a depressing little road, don't you think? Something bad's gotta be at the end of it, but maybe I'm just superstitious. Well, nothing there, apparently. Hold on a second. Like gone forever. I hope that wasn't that we were meant to use. I guess not, because it is in fact gone forever now. Guess. A lot of enemies around here, seems like. Well, here has the moon been getting bigger. Not that I'm scared or anything. Well, I don't know, but let's go ahead and say hi to the enemies that radicate in these parts, which might represent a little bit of a problem. So we'll learn. Guess we'll just finish off this guy. So we have Mario in the front and Goombella behind. These are Hyper Goombas, who, as we will come to find out, it's a hyperactive Goomba, duh. His 8 attack is 2 and defense is 0, but if this nut goes bizarre and charges up, his attack power will be 8 next turn. We better wipe it out between the time it charges up and the time it attacks. And beat him to run away. Or just, you know, just eat it. It is not entirely unreasonable. In our current build. Our star power is full, yeah, that's also oh boy. Apparently this guy is making himself dodgy, so I guess we can have a little bit of a... Well, yeah, this will not actually be a problem if we do end up unable to beat this guy before he just charge up. He's gonna charge up now, because dodgy is kind of the equivalent of the repel gel from Mario 1, except it's not as reliable as that. Green bus, yeah. Oh, that's good. Let's see. I wonder if, I guess it might be worth a try to see if, let's start with this, I guess. Would it be great if, if we could, actually hit him with that, but I guess we're gonna be... Oh shit, we moved out of the way, I didn't realize we were on ours. Let's see if this star power will actually supersede the dodgy mantle, or if it will just get lucky. Not sure what to expect at this point. Well, I would like to imagine that that animation means that it connected, but apparently it did. Ooh, and now we were lucky, what do you know? Well, hopefully at least one of these attacks hits, because if it does, there we go, that's all we need. can spend a little bit more time whenever we hit those guys again. Just meet those and just actually attacking them instead of tattling them, except maybe not, because we also got the other, you know, variations of them to deal with here. Flying ones. And of course this time there's also 3 of them. Now let's finish off this guy and get him out of the picture, I guess. And go ahead and tackle this guy. Get the green or hyper paragon. There we go. The attack is still defense is 0, but he'll yeah, do the same charge up. Not that that's all that cool. Even normal hyper was kind of dangerous, but apparently they're gonna go straight into the danger zone here. Probably gonna have to deal with one of them, even if we well, we're definitely gonna have to deal with one of them, even if we do the power smash thing to the star, the earth tremor. We might as well go ahead and finish one of them at our own pace first. Let's see if I can... There we go, get lucky there and just nullify that damage entirely by doing the super guard. That's, I guess, my alternative strategy. Unsurprisingly enough, it did in fact work out. We're about to level up too, so I guess even if you do get hurt in one more fight that's coming up, these random enemies are still gonna be okay. Which, okay, yeah, I was hoping that we would be dealing with the hyper spiky Goomba next, because yes. Let's see, he's gonna notice me over here and close. I can do this, hope not close enough that I can actually do that, but maybe now he will. Pretty sure this does count as a short attack if you pull it off. There we go. It even knocks the dude into the ones behind him, so... switch up our partner loadout after this turn. Ooh. And here's a hyper spiky Goomba. Attack is 3, which will go up to 9. Guess it just is +6, so that's kind of scary, but we'll still survive that, I think. Only this book listed a way to dodge that attack. Well, yeah, apparently it's really difficult to dodge like all the hyper Goombas or spiky Goombas attacks, I guess. Even the ones that are shit. Even the ones that are you know what, let's go ahead and do this again. It can't charge up their attack power to ridiculous levels. Do this with Mario and then switch over to Koops when it's Goomba's turn, so we can actually have a partner that can, you know, not get spiked. Well, I was gonna mess up the timing on that last one, but I guess not. But I will make the attempt to dodge the charge up guy, but who knows if it'll work. Or super guard, I guess. Hope it didn't work, hope you know. But it should be okay. Matter of cleaning house now. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess, because, like I said earlier, that's actually the perfect timing since we're about to level up here. Not even sure what I want anymore. I have like a maximum of 10 FP still, right? I don't know if I want to actually favor that or favor BP. I can favor BP just as a security thing. We only have 2 more BP upgrades hit away before we hit the maximum on that. Let's see. If I want to go look at badges right now, what else do I have with me right now that I would have, that I would want to? This Happy Heart P would be one. I want to equip Happy Heart P and maybe something else like multi-bounce Happy Flower. I already have one Happy Flower though. Charge P, last stand, danger, Shrink Stump. Maybe multi-bounce, I guess. Let's have that as an option. Let's see what else we can come up with. Should probably also be bonking these trees in the background. Maybe they actually have to get from them. Just this one on the far end, that one that we just hit over there, and maybe one more. So I was gonna say I should be at the end of this particular screen here. Part of the trail. And here's a pig. Well, shock of being cursed made him lose his way a bit. Seriously spooky woods over there. Here some of the villagers go there to collect herbs. That's totally insane. I'd never go someplace like that on my own, not for a million coins, well. Okay, I guess we have to turn back here because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I forgot about this being here, but we can use scoops to grab the storage room key for the shop. I guess we can probably easily make our way back to the town now. There's a lot of sprint with Yoshi Kid. But we're actually gonna have to check out what's in the storage room. We actually got 2 keys. We got the one that was in the shack, which is a black key, which should have looked kind of familiar, and then actual storeroom key. I guess sniff if we actually haven't, you know, grown wise to the fact that we need to go in the shop. Yeah, he brought the key. Go ahead and open the storeroom if you want. Take whatever you want out of there. That's a good trade for getting my husband back, I think. Well, I haven't actually done that yet, but I guess it just will be operating on preemptive on. Well, there's a gem and jelly there. I don't think we want to take that until we defend plus. That's actually really good. Hold on, let's see if we can. Oh, we need 5 FP or no BP for that. So how can we sacrifice something else like damage dodge? I don't think we're going to sacrifice damage dodge. Maybe happy flower and power smash or multi bounce. Yeah. There you go. Probably a good deal. I think we're gonna leave these items here for now, maybe. Not. Who's there? I just heard a voice. No way that people could be here. Seriously, that's just so unlikely. Well, what's that you say? You've seen a chest like this before? Get out of here. Yeah. Like one of these in every chapter except for, actually, the first one that we run. There's one of these that we run a process in the prologue, and then there's one in chapter 1, but not in chapter 2 or 3, so this is the third one. I'm pretty sure the last one is in chapter 5, so it's not like a straight pattern. Look at my eyes, tell me I'm lying. Well, not seriously, just get me out of here, you'll see. Don't make me beg. You know how ridiculous you sound right now? I'm laughing in here. You obviously think I'm gonna curse you when I get out. Curse you? Well, I plan on doing something to you, but it's not so much a curse as a really wonderful new ability that will allow you to go to special places. Well, doesn't that sound nice? Well, it's pretty much the same as we've been hit with already. I can't open the chest, okay. It's here somewhere. I can just can go look for it myself as I'm in here. Alright, well, you know what? Let's actually grab these livestream. What's this? The actual equivalent? Boost sheet? Yeah. The actual equivalent of the repel gel, because I guess this is the one that makes you invincible. Gem and jelly. Which we need to conserve these, because these are actually really good items. Okay, here we go. Ools. Were you expecting? Did you think a lovely lady would pop out or something? Well, who's to say that it hasn't? I'm going to hit you with the king of curses, the cursiest curse ever. Fear my terrible power. You will know the pain of having your body roll up. Be cursed. Now you're cursed, loser. Savor your suffering. This curse strikes you, you won't even be able to walk. That's how awful it is. Your suffering amuses me, and so I laugh. Show me your cursed plight so I can laugh all the more. Explosion, press and hold R, then rotate that hold the control stick repeatedly. I'll do that. There we go, we can turn into a little paper tube. Your pathetic misery thrills me to the core. You must roll around like a silly cardboard tube. How you'll be laughed at. Do you understand the depth of your own agony? I guess so. Just be to return to normal. Don't forget, Mushbrain. And leave you to suffer, fools. And I guess even at this point we still don't get any kind of any kind of lampshade about how, you know, yeah, those things that we're getting hit with are actually useful abilities. Oh boy, we got an email. This isn't gonna be one of those RDM things that have the shop, double shop points thing, is it? Because they're not gonna... Pretty sure never made use of that, I don't think, so we're not gonna start right now. Report today, noon today, whenever today may be. The Access Express ran late for the first time in 10 years today as a suspicious incident activated station security measures. Area youth and huge train enthusiast lackey age 18 was found taking pictures in an employee-only area near the express, and was a gang tackled by local Samaritans. Well, I understand how much people are into trains, but we got safety and security measures to uphold, blustered the train engineer. Youth was released with just a warning this time. Highlight the Glitzville sales stall. Well, they've never attracted as many customers as the nearby hot dog stand, somehow. Proprietor is certain that any day now people will in fact notice that his shop exists. Well, early on in our interview, the owner of the nearby hot dog stand cornered our reporter and had this to say: "We need sales stall. My hot dog gives you all you want, only 10 coins now." Another scuffle broke out shortly thereafter, but we're happy to report that no one was seriously injured. Apparently everyone in Glitzville knows how to roll with a punch. Yes. We don't get extra points if we show this email or whatever. And for rookies. Flex your bendy's trust because today's recipe is first use. Just blend honey syrup until you reach a nice frothy texture and enjoy. Well, try doing that in real life and see. You get diabetes. We're just getting started, people. Wait until you see the next glorious issue, published by the Rockport Restoration Committee. There we go. I wonder how much people are getting paid to write those. The bat from Link to the Past got so much work here, yeah. And even went on to inspire more imitators, or yes, fanatics. Like the Snatcher in the hit indie game I Had in Time, which is pretty much modeled after those chest spirits. We can, I'm pretty sure, find out more about later on. Well, I might as well go ahead and try to, hold on. Try to kill more of these guys right now. Ooh, dang it. I actually have been able to kill those guys in, You'll kill this one of these guys, I mean, in one turn if we had actually been able to hit there, but guess that was not to be. Let's try to just mash the R button until we get to the hyper go way in the back, but of course we'll miss because of the bug. Oh. And of course they're not gonna fucking miss because well, that guy is, but gee, I really hope the fog clears out, or at least is still, if it doesn't clear out, I hope it is at least still active when this guy tries to attack us, because if not, then it's probably gonna be a problem. Because we couldn't hit him at all. Yeah, there we go. That works out, at least. And clear out now, please. Oh, there we go. Now we can actually have this work out. We can do up to 5 damage with that attack, and it's... oh shit, that's right, it has a fucking life stream. Didn't expect it to actually do that there, but I guess quote-unquote dying stopped that Gooba from actually still being charged up. The charge attack this round, I guess. Oh shit. Well, power block, I guess we'll take that. We end up throwing this away if our inventory gets filled up, though. We got way better stuff. Oh no. Here's the problem with the frickin' stage upgrades. We get more and more of this shit happening. I wonder if any of our attacks for the next several time periods are gonna be able to hit, because neither of my attacks hit that round. We guarded against that, but okay, at least that dude also did not hit. That's our solace to be found there. Okay, let's do the noisier freaking button spam. My freaking index finger is getting tired of just spamming the R button, just because of the duration of this fight there. Okay, there we go, that was... I guess that was worth it. Let's use a bit more of that. Oh, and we got a life stream. Actually, we now have 2 of them in our inventory. Because that was kind of worth it. Also, possibility of getting another level up sometime soon. And there we go. We do a total of 7 points of damage if we manage to pull off that super jump. Let's see. So I must hit that one again, now that we're really making use of it. A thought of time wasting here. I mean, it happened pretty frequently during that round, but... oh god. I have to each attack from one of these guys now. Happened pretty frequently during that round, but I'm not sure how frequently it's gonna happen, really, like the grand scheme of things kind of sense, or if it's just gonna be a thing that's shit. I was hoping he'd go for Mario, who has a better defense, but I guess not this time. We might actually have to use one of those healing blocks soon if we come across it. I don't know if it's just like a thing that's gonna happen more frequently based on the battle specifically or what, but... cheese this guy again. Kind of. Our best efforts to cheese this guy again, at least. Sure how you would get the Let's all do this, hold on, let's... the Earth Tremor again. Try and conserve health a little bit better. We'll be doing that more against, you know, the hyper enemies in this area anyway. Alright, here we go. That actually works out quite well because with this we can actually avoid damage completely. We get a little bit more money now that we need to do that badly anymore. But here we go. Now we actually have the ability to cut to the other side of this place. We can now sight this star piece and collect it. And this giant bale of hay. Which I don't think there's any really clear indication of what we're supposed to do with this, but we can just blow it away. And there we go. Now we go deeper into the woods, I guess, but not before collecting a star piece that I didn't even realize was there. Goodbye. And we're in the woods now. It's really dark here, so you better watch where you step. And if I'm not very much mistaken, this is also the place where we can pretty much find the enemies that we're eventually going to farm. We're going to have to farm for experience really late in the game, as we did in the Paper Mario run. Let's see how this goes, this encounter. We got crazy daisies, but we also gonna have their cousins here, I think. Crazy Daisy may look totally cute, but it's a serious foe. HP is 7, attack is 2, and defense is 0. What you gotta worry about is its lullaby. That tune will totally sunk you out. If you manage to guard well, though, you might not pass out. Try to learn the timing, which is still pretty crazy, because there's not like a clear visual indicator of that. When its HP runs low, it runs away, so try to KO it in one fell swoop. Well, you might actually run away here. Manage to down to 1. Maybe it'll just run away. Oh, there we go. I managed to get the full refill this time. Not the cherry on top, I guess. Okay, so I don't know how much the friggin' crazy daisies are really gonna be worth it if they only give or worth fighting. I mean, if they only give 2 star points each. Ooh, what do we got here? Earthquake. 2 words. Hopefully, it's not like the one that hit me a couple days. I mean, I've been reading a little bit more and hearing a little bit more about that, but I mean, like I mentioned, it didn't really seem like that, or wasn't really that big of a deal for me personally. I pretty much got off easy, but apparently other people in, like, other buildings that are actually really close to my area did get a bit of a scarier experience, and I got lucky there. I don't know if there was like any kind of serious damage though. Like there's one very spooky earthquake that happened, well, a couple of earthquakes actually that happened in very close succession, one to the other, where I live in recent years, but those were the ones that happened in September of 2017, so not anything that happened that recently. I'll just have to run away, yeah. Well, that time we got 3 from each one. Actually better. Just a little bit more, but doesn't matter. Something just gonna pop out of that thicket and attack us. What? Well, it could be... Don't stop it, I don't want to think about what it might be. I'm gonna bring this up in the first place, though. So we get a hypercleft, we get an actual enemy here. Oh, we can do up to 8 damage with one of those attacks, actually. Let's see. Start with the hypercleft first, I think that might be a good idea. Left that uses charged up moves. HP is 4, attack is 3, and defense is 3. I'm pretty sure we can break through that, but it might take a couple of turns. It charges up, its attack power rises to 9. Its rock-heartedness with its ability to charge up and things get scary. If you're confident, you might want to try doing super guards to send its attacks back. Well, do work pretty well against clefts in my experience, but can't you better use some items or you better hightail it out of here? We could just go ahead and try to do this attack again. We afford it right now. And that'll be the end of... I think this will pretty much be the end of the battle, because... Like, I'm pretty sure we've been over in the past. I'm pretty sure this attack actually ignores enemy defense points when they're not infinite, and... It's gonna leave the crazy daisy with 1 HP, which is just gonna make it run away. Oh, that guy dropped like 5 experience points. That's actually really good. I guess the normal encounters are actually gonna be pretty much worth it after all. Here, what do we got? Hammer throw. Throw a hammer at 1-4 no matter where it is. Well, we could use that, or we could use just... no, just use flurry and attack partners. No matter where they are, pretty much in the same way that Parakari could attack partners no matter where they are here. And what do you know, you also need her specifically to get deeper into the woods here. Are we there yet? Let's try to find out. In the woods, getting awfully dark around here. There were like a big hole in the ground we'd probably fall in without seeing it. Ooh, it would float right over it, so I'm sure she's not worried. Well, it's funny you should mention that. Of course, there's suspicious obstacles in the path and path features, and I guess this time we're not gonna blow this right away, but we're gonna flow or blow this part of the background away. Which I don't think we can get to the... yeah, I'm pretty sure we can't get to the side of that hole. Not that there's actually there, but what we can do is apparently do some perspective fuckery, which makes us have an effect on something in the background, which has in turn an effect on something in the foreground. Oh shit. I guess we better go ahead and bring out Coops. See if we can... oh. Yeah, that's the problem with this fucking... trick him into approaching us by roaming around here, because he will pretty much always just wait in that position until we get close. So I guess something we might be able to do though is this ties him, and I guess we can just strike first, excuse me. Which makes it so that we don't have the ideal partner out for this fight anymore, but let's see. Shit, we also do not have enough star points to actually be able to do the attack first. I don't think that... let's kill this guy first, I guess. We might be able to do it in the next round. Try to cheese these other guys with super guards in the meantime. If I appeal now with Flurry, will that make it so that the rest of that thing fills up? Ooh, weren't able to avoid damage there. But that time it did work out, right? There we go. Oh shit, we might actually be able to pull this off, at least this round. We're not really worried about needing to super urgently do anything. Oh Christ, but then this happened. Let's switch to Coops. I don't even know if he's gonna have enough. Oh, there we go. Didn't manage to avoid damage there, but now we have an actual reason to. Let's do this first, I guess, to be a bit more efficient. Let's start out by appealing with Coops, and then after we got the surplus star energy from that, let's execute our Red Tremor move and hopefully be able to actually hit these guys. Spite of the fog, which doesn't go away, so that might actually still somehow be a factor in the star moves, but heck if I know. This might be our chance to find out. Oh, I do see them both getting hit, so maybe it isn't. There we are. We made it to the end of the path yet, I guess we have. We made it to Creepy Steeple. But yeah, all these crazy architectures and angles and these contrasting sort of cool colors do give me a big German expressionism vibe. Dr. Caligari kind of vibe. Creepy Steeple, that monster lives here, right? Let's get that crystal star and get out of here quickly. Well, I might go ahead and take a moment to spend a few coins and actually hit this block. We've never used one of these blocks before, but we might as well start now. Also, we're playing all of Mario's FP, but it will show you the number of coins on the block, yeah. But it's worth it for this one occasion. Say that also does, fills up everybody's health, not just Mario's health, but for the partners that's out health, I mean. But I'm not even 100% on that, but here we are. Creepy Steeple. Seeing it in the moonlight gives me the willies. Look like a ghost could just pop out at any minute. No way I'm going in there except, well, although I guess since you're with me, Mario, I'll give my best. Well, it's kind of evident that we can just make our way in here straight off. And actually, get past the gate, but I'm not gonna just go in straight away. Let's see if there's anything, yep, there is a star piece and a fence there. We try to open this thing from the other side. What if we go in the well, though? This is in fact another place we can go, I did remember that, so I didn't know if I was required to go in through the well or take the front entrance. Seems to have dried up, which is good for us. There's a corridor leading out of here, smells like a puzzle to me, Mario. Well, might as well explore this place a little bit. Ooh, we got a bossy beetle, which we haven't actually tattled in regular bossy beetles yet. We only got the red spike tops from Bitsville. So we'll let this one live long enough that we can actually, tattle it. It's got pretty good defense and fire and explosions don't hurt it whatsoever, just like in Mario 1. If you jump on it, you can flip it over and drop its defense down to 0. It's at our mercy, so just completely murder it. Oh, and also end up jumping out even though I didn't mean to do that. Let's actually kill it in one turn now, I guess, or try to. Not quite, but almost. Not for sure. And grab the shine sprite, of course. How many of those do we have right now? Just one. So maybe if you want us to grab 3 before... Oh, fuck. Before the end of the next chapter we can do something. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go that way. Maybe we should go that way. Who knows? Let's try going the other way first, just to see. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to go down through the well at some point or another, but who knows if it's actually gonna be worth it right now. And here we are, the interior. With the incredible stained glass mural in the back center. At least the moon provides a little light, you know. They seem super old. I'd like to research it since it's not haunted. I guess we assume that it is right now. We can go into this hidden room back here, I think. We have to come back here for some reason or another. Oh, there we go. We got shine sprites. We might have some items which, I don't know if they're gonna fill up our inventory here, but... It appears to be the storeroom. Have a few cobwebs. Well, not so good with ghosts or spiders, to be honest. And ghost spiders, horrible. Apparently ghosts aren't good with spiders either. Oh, we got ice smash. This might just be badges, actually. And a cookbook. And by Maitre Delish. What? Yes, Maitre is supposed to be like Maitre d'Hotel, but I don't know where Delish comes from. It's like a poor attempt at a generic joke, I guess, but... Before we even go any further into this place, let's go back into the well and see what happens if we actually try to do the ridiculous fights there. I have faith that something might be worthwhile. Ooh. Or we could just dodge them collectively, I guess. That's also pretty easy because they all like do that. Okay, never mind. We can just like you can kind of see that there's a fence on the right side right there, so I don't think we can actually... Oh fuck. Well, we actually got hit by someone. Ooh. But that was one of the spike tops, and we didn't actually get into a battle where there's any spike tops involved, so I wonder how that works. God. We can probably get out of here pretty scot-free, actually. With Mario's defense level, he can actually... what do you call it? Go completely block damage from the Aussie Beetles every round. Even if we do the regular guard, which I guess I'm gonna stick to. Pretty sure that this isn't gonna be good enough to clear out the room completely, but who knows. So why am I so good at the star one specifically now, I wonder? One that I don't really need as badly as I would some of the other ones. Are we gonna fall on that guy? Nope. It's only something only happens. Oh, there we go. Actually, honestly, can you through the fog that time? I was gonna wonder if something was gonna happen to the... Oh, I guess we got hit twice there, somehow, and I guess now at least we do get the opportunity to battle the spike tops. It might actually be worth clearing out this room just for the extra star points. Which XP is 5, attack is 3, and defense is 4. Iron explosions have absolutely no effect on it, so you can flip it over to drop its defense to 0. How to jump on it, that spike hurts, yeah, well... Oh shit, if I just have to do this again. Shake the green boys from going to shake the green boys to shaking the... Mario 1 enemies with additions, which I'm pretty sure that the... Well, I'm not even sure actually. But I want to say that the first game that had all the actual spike tops variations of the bossy beetles was Mario World. I do distinctly remember them being in that game, but of course the regular bossy beetles that didn't have spikes were present from Mario 1. Let's try to move on and see if we can avoid getting hit by more of these guys. Okay, there we go. I guess we have to take 2 of those battles on. Because we weren't able to avoid them quite so efficiently, but we got pretty much the only thing I think that we can actually get from there, and now we just make our way to the place that actually leads to being able to move forward. What happens if we just try to traverse this room, I wonder? Here's a door back here, except friends are all gone. I'm so very lonely. Hope the boosts make their appearance, I guess, for the first time other than those shop clerks in the town in this game. This time it's about, well, they make their appearance in Chapter 4 instead of Chapter 3. Just, well, that was centering around the boost in February 1. I'm also kind of paranoid that there's going to be like a star piece hidden behind one of these columns, so... Really don't know, though. So I'll check everywhere. Obsessively, just so I can have some confirmation that that's... Well, you know, whether or not that is the case. Right, let's actually move this thing. Of course, makes it so that we fall underneath. Where are we now? I knew we could get down here from up there. Wow, this room's well hidden, except there's not really anything else to do up there, so... Talk about minimal decor. 1 jump pad and 1 door. If there's anything else? Well, hold on. There's obviously something that can be peeled off in the background there, but... I'm sure there's something that we can do with the boost in this room. And I'm pretty sure that it's missable too, but... I'm actually kind of wondering when precisely that's going to be a common option. Guess not yet, because I think it's something that shouldn't be like that hard to ignore. Let's blow this away. It's back here. Where does this go? Well, this also kind of reminds me of one of the secret passageways in Paper Mario 1, Chapter 3 specifically, actually. In the castle, where like I can climb up to some shelves on the side of the room, and if you go all the way up there, it's kind of a puzzle to like jump all the way up to the shelf. So if you manage to get there, going to the wall, there's a secret passageway there. It's to a badge chest. This is an underground corridor and creepy steeple. The flames are kind of freaky. The fact that they're burning means someone must have been here recently, though, unless they're like spooky ghost flames. And there's a very conspicuous chest there, but I guess that's the only thing that we can interact with, because that's locked from the inside. But if we open the box here, of course, that's where all the boosts are. I kind of have to wonder if the boosts were stuffed in there, or if they were just hiding there on purpose. Okay, it's quiz time, interloper. Just now when the box opened, how many boosts came out total? I don't know, man. 100? Too bad, foolish mortal. The correct answer was 200, but we'll send you home with this parting gift. See you, sucker. Well, I don't remember what you get from actually answering 200 there, but didn't even remember that they were gonna ask that. But of course, now that they're around, should have a bit of a change here. Sniff, sniff. It's a boo. You think it's one of the boos from that box? Well, it could be one of those, or it could be one of the mining ones from the doors. But nope, they are still here, but they're still they're not really saying anything different yet. We have to talk to this fella. Are you going to be mean to me? Nope. Promise. Come on out, guys. So here come the boos which actually number 200, I guess. Oh, there they are. I think they're actually gonna start following us now. But we can knock them off. I'm pretty sure that to do the secret thing here you have to, well, not let yourself be carried off like that, but just keep knocking them off. But you kinda have to, you know, move quickly to be able to, or act quickly, I guess, to be able to do that. But stand right here, I guess, in the, underneath the light from the stained glass. So I'm gonna drink a bit more tea while I'm waiting for this to happen. I just do that a few times and then... You said you'd be nice. Let's get him, guys. I'm sure that you're not actually obligated to trigger this, so it's technically a missable encounter. Let's go for it. Yeah, it's a bit like Bulossus from Luigi's Mansion, except nowhere near as obnoxious to fight, I'm pretty sure. Can't flee this fight. This is the atomic boo. It's a giant boo made up of a ton of smaller boos. Max HP is 40, attack is 4, and defense is 0. Its single target smooth shots, it can also split up and send hundreds of boos at us. And when we attack, we might get so scared that we get confused or can't move somehow. Sure wouldn't want to see this thing standing behind me in the middle of the night. Well, I guess that's technically not the case right now. Well, that kind of worked out for at least helping us get a little bit extra damage in. Right, let's try it one more time and read. Another stylish move. Well, that's half its health gone. Or if it's gonna do anything, it's gimmicky. Boy. I don't know. What is the other move that I got? 2 power lift. Briefly increases your attack and defense power. I don't think that's really gonna be that warranted just yet, but... Well, if we had managed to actually pull off the friggin'... Ooh. To actually pull off the Commander, we would actually be at the point where we just attrition him. Well, we're at the point where we can attrition him anyway, so... Oh, that time I missed it. Boy, what's gonna happen this time? Oh, just a sort of chain attack, or conflated attack. Immobilized, oh no. Oh, we're immobilized, so I sure hope we don't end up dying here. That would be very unfortunate, but apparently the immobilization stacks. That's even more unfortunate. Okay, 10 freaking Gumbella's in danger, but that's okay, we basically won. At least we got to see that attack, I guess. Is reminds me of the boo bots from Yoshi's Island? Yeah, that's another big boo enemy that I forgot about, actually. And we got the Lucky Start badge. How much does it cost to equip that for? Oh boy. Like something good happened when you first enter battle. I'm pretty sure we're gonna want that too, but I don't know if we want to like sacrifice anything else for that right now. Maybe Power Bounce and Power Smash? I guess we can give it a try. Hold on. I guess now the boosts are gonna be gone. Yeah, so now we can actually move on. Kind of run away from the boosts at first, I think, but really kind of a tempting fate here by moving on, but since apparently we are only over less than even 10 star points away from leveling up again, probably gonna be fine. There's a courtyard of creepy steeple. That garden could do some love. Well, aside from the switch, there isn't much here. Well, the switch that we haven't even seen yet, technically, so we're getting ahead of ourselves there. But there's also swoopers here hanging out. Actually get to fight one of these for the first time. So we technically spotted one of these first. FP will briefly recover. There you go. Boy, we're kind of tempting. We would be tempting fate if we ended up actually reach that good jump if we ended up putting Goombella in the front, so I guess we gotta defend with Mario and also battle the supers so we can get the title out of the way. Sure, we can only reach those guys with like an item or a special hammer move, or just swapping out Flurry, which I guess we'll do. Yeah, they call it that because of the way it swoops around. Another enemy that debuted in Mario World, I'm pretty sure. That's some awesome naming work. Well, bring that up with somebody else, I think. Max HP 6, attack is 3, defense is 0. It hangs from the ceiling. You can just damage it, auto drop off the ceiling, and then you can whack it. Yeah. There we go. Boy, damage completely there, so just swap out for Flurry, then at least able to get an initial amount of damage in. Not entirely sure when we're supposed to be able to oh shit. Hello, whatever, she'll be fine. When we have to press a button to actually be able to pull off the stylish move with Flurry's main attack there, but I guess we're not concerned with that terribly. Alright, 3 more star points and we are good for leveling up. Which I would love to, you know, actually have Goombella out again during the next level up so we can have her get healed, but I don't know if that'll be that reliable. I guess we'll attack with Flurry first. Any supers are in this? Just the one. Okay, here's what we'll do. Dodgy. Yeah, if that thing can make you dodgy for as a random effect, then I think that's pretty good badge to have. Let's bring this thing down from the ceiling, so we can by pressing the button this time. I thought as soon as you hit the enemy, but I guess that's not lie either. There we go, not heavy dodge. And now, since Goombella needs it way more, let's bring her out and have her deal the final blow here. And if this gives us at least 3 star points, which of course it does. Another thing. Another level up. I guess we have even more of a reason to focus on BP now. We just got a few really good badges. And we'll keep on building that up even more. Now can have the power bounce and the other one before back on the thing. Tornado jump. What is this again? Match all meter enemies if executed superbly. Oh, what else did we have? Power bounce, which I think is sort of 3 by itself. I guess we can just have that by itself. I've had like, not multi bounce, but power smash, which is a good badge to have, but I'm gonna stick with power bounce for now. What? Oh fuck it, I think we're gonna not do that. We're gonna do the ones that, you know, I can actually pull off reliably, which is power smash, and also, I guess we'll have happy part P as well, because that's probably a good badge to complement this with. So we'll get the red switch. I don't remember exactly what this does, but I'm pretty sure it's related to what you need to do here in the other room that these rooms connect to make progress. It actually changes how the position of this staircase, so if it's in the middle, then you just fall. Nothing. Oh boy. We're gonna beat up some boosts as well. I get a few more of these title entries. So that guy's dead. More ways than one now. It's everyone's favorite ghost, well, most everyone. HP 7, attack is 3, and defense is 0, so we need to do like the power spin jump to be able to one-shot it. There's nothing to write home about on the attack side, but it can turn invisible. If it turns invisible, we won't be able to hit it, so beat it while you can still see it. Those are kinda cute, but I sure wouldn't want to meet one in the dark alley. Well, if I run into one in the bathroom in the middle of the night, well, never really mind what I do. Get it here first, fellas. Gonna go invisible. Boy, could actually be a problem. Attacks will now miss. It's all gonna be for 1 round though, so let's, I don't know, defend. Probably gonna be fine if we defend. remember what it does. Oh, it moves up. Alright, there we go. Ooh. Guess we're gonna need that, so we could either just glide across. We can probably make it if we glide across with the Yoshi kit, but this is there we go, a much safer option, so pretty sure all we have to do now is just get over there to the background side of this screen and make it to the door in the background too. Interesting staircase. Just one staircase, about 3 doors. What's the story with that, you think? Lazy architects or like efficient architects, as we come to learn. I'm pretty sure there's also, yeah, we can get in the background here and see that tree back there. There's a courtyard of creepy steeple. Pretty decent breeze out here, huh? And from the Switch there isn't much here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you can, make yourself paper thin and go through the gap in the thing there. I guess we might do just to show that off briefly. One of the Coopers is. I don't think there's like any. Oh, there is something else here. What is this? Is this the tree? Okay, I thought that tree in the background that's actually visible from here would drop something, but I guess not. Now, if we go over to that tree that's on that side, we get another item, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually bother with that yet, because we have too many items right now. I'd have to drop some. I'm pretty sure that if you look at the list of recipes, we do get the recipes that require you to mix 2 items together. How do I bring out the partner that's actually good for this encounter? Or we trigger the encounter itself. Oh boy, and also a freaking... But yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you look at the... Oh shit. Oh, that was... Didn't need to do that attack, but I guess it worked for one of them. Alright. Guess we'll go with that. I'm able to get that FP back somehow, but... See if I can actually finish my thought now. If you look at the recipes that are actually written down in the recipe log, the journal. I'm pretty sure that one of them says that for one of the items you need a resource that technically becomes unavailable, or that can become unavailable after one point in the game, namely the Waka Bump, because Waka is also in this game, and it can also go extinct if you hit it too many times, just like in Paper Mario 1. So you might be wondering, how would you actually, fill up the recipe list if you get to that point and you haven't made that recipe? And the answer is that there is actually an alternative way that is not listed. That's the only list. There's like a few different variations for like some of the recipes, but I'm pretty sure they only list one for each in the menu. There we go. That time it was a one-shot. But the the alternative way involves that the item that you can get from that tree in the back, which is a golden leaf. That is something that I specifically remember because of actually trying to fill up the recipe list when I played this as a kid. And I'm pretty sure that I did manage. But I did have to learn that, because I'm pretty sure that I already made Waka extinct by that point, because I'm pretty sure that Kidney had no qualms whatsoever with making that happen. Like whatever it takes to survive. Can we just jump across here normally? Yeah, I guess we can. It's not a big... We're almost to this place. I think it's pretty much the far end of this place at that. And we get a save block, which is kind of ominous. I guess we could use that to replenish our flower point at this point, but I might as well save a little bit of money. We don't need them that badly, I think. But let's get the comment about this queen, actually. This winding stair leads up to the belfry. Talk about a doozy of a climb. It's almost like the staircase is saying, go away, I totally hate you. Well, I think I remember going to at least one church that had some, like, not really this twisty, but wonky feeling stairs like this. And I went like along the wall and went all the way up to the top in, I think, a small town. I don't remember exactly where. It might have been in my country, it might have been somewhere else entirely. It's been way too long for me to remember, but I do remember a church with wonky stairs like that. But anyway, hang on there, Slick. What are you doing interrupting my me time with my green blocky couch and my room with my bathtub and shower curtain and fridge and TV? This is the monster the mayor was talking about. You gotta be kidding me. You calling a monster? What's your problem? Why do you need to pick a fight? Well, so thinking up new pranks and stuff. It's not easy either, now get lost. Of course you guys won't. No way you ninjas go away quietly, am I right? Alright then, Slick, fine, yes. I turned the villagers into pigs, big deal. A big jerk, well, why would you do something like that? Well, no, they're all so depressing and boring and dim-witted all the time, so instead of following in gloom, I figured they might as well wallow in mud. Huh. Your pigs get it, isn't that just so perfect? It's like irony or something. So what, you got a problem with that? I guess you do, so let's play, Slick. And I don't think it's ever made like... Well, this is one of the better boss teams in the game, as we'll see, but I don't think they make any big fanfare out of it, but this is supposed to be like one of the dupli ghosts from Paper Mario 1. Even though I'm pretty sure he's the only dupli ghost in this game. I'll just hit him with a normal attack at first and get the title on 5 question marks. That's what I write in my metadata collections when I can't like figure out who the composer is for like a VGM song or something. 3 question marks in my dialog box. How totally bizarre, this thing isn't listed in here. What's in here that looks like this thing but it doesn't list a name? I wonder what could be up with that. Max HP is 40, attack is 4 and defense is 0. It's apparently really good at transforming itself and other things. Maybe it used that power to turn the villagers into pigs. This thing is a real jerk. And well, I guess I'll get down and dirty if you're gonna play like that, Slick. I don't think that the dupli ghosts from Paper Mario 1 attack like that, but I don't quite remember actually. It might actually not be true, but okay, didn't get it that time. I can just keep on friggin'. Since it doesn't have any defense, it'd probably be better to just hit it with the Yoshi kit or something. Oh, what do we have? I don't have that. I guess we can hit it with Power Smash if we're gonna be getting a little bit of the. Well, not anymore. Power points back. Would have taken advantage of that while that was actually in effect, but it's not anymore. Well. First to attrition is pretty good before, so I guess we'll just keep that up. Time to regroup here, so you think you're a couple of heavies, huh? Well then, my dear friends, if you thought changing folks into pigs was impressive, you're gonna love this. I've got something very special for you here. Don't make my eyes shiny like that. And there you go. Well, this is a different procedure from what the dupli ghosts did in Paper Mario 1, but how do you like them apples? Now that's magic, people. Now you're fighting yourself. Dang genius. Except yourself, who has considerably less attack power based on that, the fact that we were able to block that so efficiently. It kind of begs the question here of what exactly goes on in this fight, that what happens after this happens, but yuck. Hang on, what? Huh? Beat me? So, well, that seemed pretty straightforward, didn't it? Kinda just had it, the red crystal star here drop out of its pants, so there you go. We got a crystal star. That was the shortest chapter yet. There's nothing about this whatsoever that seems dodgy. Be it the animation, the little animation that we have there, or this particular pose being different from every other kind of chapter pose that we've seen. I defeated the scourge of creepy Steeple and found the 4th crystal star. People of Twilight Town have surely recovered from their awful curse by now. At this rate, Mario's quest to collect all 7 crystal stars will be done in no time. Yeah, that was really quick. Relatively speaking. With his back to creepy steeple, Mario sets out towards his bright future. So of course we save. It went so smoothly. And we even did it going so smoothly, in fact, that we skipped the post-chapter scenes. Are you kidding me? What a total pushover. We got the crystal stars, so let's get out of here. With our unusually echoey voice as we linger upon this scene. Perfectly normal amount of time. For no particular reason whatsoever, no, of course. We're now having a moment, like, after the Follow Bastion kind of moment, where we're playing as a... Now we are the Heartless. There's apparently nothing else to be found in this room. Well, let's get out of here all by our lonesome. And even no encounters start menu. Mario, Billy Star, we're looking perfectly fine here. We of course have no party to rely on now. Our ally moves abandoned us. Let us retreat, I suppose. It's not really gonna be worth it to do a lot of fighting in this state, I don't think, but as you can see, it's still very much an option for us to do. Now, as we exit this place, we get a bit of a reprisal here. This time we'll take that Mario get his map. With this super bomb here, there's no way we can fail. No, not likely. Vivian, hand me that glorious super bomb. Except, Vivian, don't you dare. Does that harm me what I think it does? I never had it. You were holding it just 2 seconds ago, so it's the same dilemma as in Chapter 2. It was too important to trust me with. Oh, you terrible liar. Stop making up stories to cover for yourself. If I don't have it, then obviously you must have it, and obviously you lost it. Or are you trying to imply that I lost it, you little lollygagging worm? Well, no, of course not, Velden. Well, we can't do much without it now, can we? Oh, you are such an idiot. Very well. I'm sure you must have dropped it around here somewhere. Why don't you look for it while Marlene and I go take a well-earned siesta? Well, if you don't find it, well, you know what'll happen, don't you? I get punished. That's right, you little twit, so get cracking. Come, Marlene, let's leave this useless little fool to her chore. Let's transport ourselves away by being swallowed up by the darkness as we head into the ground, so... Well, it looks like everybody in the town did turn back after all. But I think, as we will see at the end of this little plot line with the super bomb is actually going to be followed up, and in a way that might be unexpected at first, but okay, since I don't really want to fight too much in the state that I don't have my partners to fall back onto, let's actually do our avoiding encounters, super dodging, all those work out. Now I'm gonna be channeling my, I don't know, my 9-year-old self or something. Was very adamant about avoiding encounters in this game, even though it was definitely not the way that the game was supposed to be played, but I just wanted to cheese it somehow or another. Not only I basically was really bad at actually making good judgment calls when playing this game as a kid, because not only did I avoid encounters, but I also never upgraded BP. All my upgrades went to FP or HP. I guess if you just dump all your upgrades that you get every once in a while by never fighting into HP, oh boy. You can tank pretty much everything. What's up, Slick? Been waiting for you. I'm gonna break out of the sky here. Mario, right? What a great name. Really dig this body too. Man, can I jump now? Hey, you're so popular around here. I get mobbed. I just love being you. It's so cool, I don't think I ever want to stop. So you figured it out by now, right, Slick? Your body and name belong to me now. See, I've got the power to change my shape into anyone I want. It comes in handy. But to really be someone, I needed to take their name and body too. Which means you turn into a shadow and you can't use your name. Tough break, Slick, even though I can remember your name. That's not enough either. I aim to erase you for good. Be unsporting to ruin you without a challenge, so I'll give you one chance. If you guess my real name, then I'll give you back your name and body. But this will be fun, right? So, what's my name? Hit me with your best shots. And you might notice something kind of conspicuous here, which makes it kind of impossible for you to actually be able to complete this at this time. So what if I wanted to name him, I don't know, something like Joseph, or something like Paul? Well, I guess Paul could work out because we got the capital P, but what about something like... Oh. I don't know. Kepler? Let's go with that. For some reason that is literally the only name I can think of now that's a normal name that has a P that isn't the first letter, so... Yeah, that's totally what I meant. Total Hello Lambda. Yes, the darkest Mario game. With all this freaking Dr. Caligari kind of architecture and aesthetics in this chapter, but no, Rangamundo, little nobody. Who named their kid that? Well, apparently someone in like the 17th century or something. Where for Doomslick? Not even thinking about running away from battle. Or running. And this would go well. Well, apparently we're electrified, so that guy will get hurt. He's got the... Mr. 5 question marks here will get... hurt if he hits us, except he won't really, so of course I guess you can avoid that by using the hammer, but we can't really hurt him, so it'll be one thing that we were told to avoid. Just running away. Can't really go through here without, yep, it's not fun without running away this time, but having gone past that guy, we make it back to the town. And we can talk to the people around here. What kind of books do you like anyway? I don't know, out of these, I like fantasy and strategy guides. Let's go with this one. Would you spend your time reading something a little more worthwhile? What about the other genres? I'm gonna say the exact same thing for all of them. I guess he's, I don't know, he's, Thomas Pinch on Master Race or something. It's too deep for you, my guy. Now that Mario took care of that cursed monster, I don't have to guard the gate. I spent all my time reading James Joyce and nothing else, and Virginia Woolf and shit like, I don't know. What else did I hate when I was reading in college? Well, I also hated T.S. Eliot, but I hated him for different reasons, not actually his writing, but here I am doing it anyway just to keep the weirders out, you know. You look kinda weird. If I had to classify you, you'd be a bad guy. Well, I guess that's her prerogative now. Curse has been lifted since Mario beat that bad ghost, and that perfect red cap, those scuffed blue overalls. Would you do something about your appearance and spiff up like Mario? Well, can't imagine what we'd be able to do. Even though we have literally the perfect silhouette for that. I've been thinking lately I don't really want to be a pig, but being a crow could be okay. And I could fly in orange or a flying pig. Haven't they, though? Maybe they just don't realize it. There's gotta be something special about this, this empty house. It seems kind of conspicuous. I'm pretty sure that there might be something like that, but I don't remember what it is. It might not be something that's actually accessible during this chapter. Got a bit of a suspicion there. Curse was oink lifted, that Mario sure was oink something, wasn't he? I can't stop oinking, what should I oink do? Well, I guess you can become a gimmicky fighter like that bomb guy in the spit. Oh boy. What's going on here? Guess that pig wasn't my husband at all. The guy's younger and cuter than my husband actually. What a strapping fellow. Perhaps it's time I traded in for a new husband. Well, that's nice. I'm not fooling. Welcome to the Twilight Shop. Well, let's store a few things that we're definitely not going to be using anytime soon. Stuff that's, you know, actually quite valuable. Live shroom. We probably can use live shroom in the next chapter break to, like, fulfill one of the troubles in the trouble center, actually. Let's probably sell off the power block or the fresh juice. Or the shooting star, I don't know. I really want to dump all of these into the thing. I guess we can get the earthquake in there, because that's like a full enemy party. And this one. Attack. Keep the other one, so... Let's see what these two are saying. Say something, madame. I meant you no harm. Promise. Believe me. No, untrue, monsieur. When I awoke, I was here. In this shop. I swear it. I do not lie. Please. Say something. Okay, there you go. That dialogue has looped. See if the other guy's dialogue is going to loop. There we go. You cad. Why were you in here when I was gone? Answer me. Perhaps I don't want to know. No. I do, tell me. Be honest, it's my shop. She's my wife. I don't wanna have to use a ninja punch to blast you out of here. Now speak. Right, well. I collect the goods and she sells them. Simple. Good shop like a good marriage is dependent on teamwork, my friend. So sure, there's more to buy something. Well, I am interested in the price of that life shroom back there, but let's see. No one understands his madness. I just do not get it. Remember coming nearby is that pipe, but it gets all fuzzy after that, and now I do not know why I am here. Not that it is a problem this little filly is fetching on. Well, okay, so it costs 40 coins to buy one of those. That makes sense. Yes, we better keep that in mind for a potential need for that in the future. Pretty sure we can also buy life shrooms in like the shop in the tree in chapter 2, but I don't know. Moon granted my wish, I never turned into a pig. Someone living on the moon must have heard my wish. Who do you think lives there? Well, Little Green Man or Princess Peach. Well, the green creatures live around here, actually, so... Actually, the green men live in this village. Too funny, he must be a dreamer. What an imagination. Well, right now Princess Peach does in fact live there. Spoilers, but... Of course, he's got the exact same response for both of them. And now these characters are back to not being pigs. Or are they? Here we are, the Traveling Sisters 3. I think we were pigs until a moment ago. Well, we were not pigs, but if we were, we'd be such cute ones, so... Well... I guess Eve went back indoors at some point. Thanks to Mario, our village is back to normal at last. You should thank him too, and... I guess the kids are still hungry for some reason, even though we gave them food earlier. But if we come back in here, there's Vivian, the totally inconspicuous and unremarkable character that there is nothing to point out about. We just take everything about Vivian at face value. Get through anything if you have good memories to cling to. Now, if I can just figure out how my days are as a pig qualifies good memories. Well, I don't know how many people get to experience being a pig, I guess. I see yoink, no more oink, I just want to sing, so now the people aren't quite as edgy anymore. You'll often say that my shadow is faint, but yours is really something. I mean, you are a shadow, no offense or anything. So we fit right in. With the edge thematic if we are a shadow. And with a red cap and some blue overalls, that sounds familiar. Come on, Brain. That's Mario. He's this adventurer who saved our village. Are you an adventurer too? Well, I suppose so. You ought to move in here. A shadow like you, you'd fit right in, you know what I mean. I guess we have done that temporarily. Pretty sure the crows still technically say nothing. Cough, cough, cough. I think that's what everyone in the world would be saying at this point. Cough, cough. Wait, practicing for pig time. If I go to the swine side, I'm gonna be more positive. I don't think that's a possibility anymore. There's no more pickers. You're kidding. Hope. Give me some time alone. I wonder if the garlic would be good enough to keep away the werpigs. Hey, here's all these people, including this guy. You owe you so much, Mario. Please take this as a token of our thanks. Eat up. Oh boy. Might you be? I don't remember inviting any shadows to my house. Sorry about Mario's visiting today. Oh. Oh hey, look at me. It's me, Mario. I actually wrote that there. Wahaha. Oh, I might as well take a screenshot of this. I don't think we get to see this, frames like this very frequently. Let me just go ahead and line this up, which should be active and indeed it is active. There we go. Okay, why is the... oh. I was thinking, why is this thing not working? It was, but it was just super lagging out. There we go, now it's working. Another screenshot there. We might as well take another one of these dialog boxes. I just pop this. And there we go. What about the rest of you? You sure got chatty all of a sudden. I mean, you like never talk. So we'll take advantage of this. It's not too totally weird or anything. Nope, no siree. Nothing dodgy going on there. That should be incredibly obvious to everyone. Seem kind of different. I mean, you're sort of like the life of the party now, so I guess that's cool. What's up with you lately, Gonzalez? Well, you're kind of freaking me out. I mean, I'm all for acting like a complete loon, but it's not exactly in your character. You're rather dramatic of late, aren't you? To be honest here, I rather enjoyed your quiet dignity and strength of character. Yeah, that's what defines Mario, I guess. Quiet dignity and strength of character. Bing wahoo, anyway. Let's actually talk to Vivian here. Looking for something very important. If I don't find it, my sister's gonna punish me again. It's just not here. Okay, now we actually have a reason to, look at all these grass clumps. Oh, it's right there. I don't know how she didn't find it. There's the super bomb. Would Vivian be punished if she... doesn't find this? I'm guessing that if we found that, there's not gonna be anything in any more of these. And we found it. But wait, it's broken. It was broken when my sister dropped it. What did I do? Well, it was just meant to be punished for life, but here, let me fix it. This incredibly high-yield explosive. Don't even bother trying, it's really busted. What do I do now, huh? My sisters will be back any minute now. I do appreciate your offer, thank you. Well, I guess it's just gonna vanish into nothingness, at least for now. Wink wink, but... What's your name anyway? Won't you tell me? I can't hear you. Well... Aha. Sounds like a sound effect from freaking Serve Delicious there. Your name was stolen. I guess that happens from time to time. Yeah, to the best of us. No, wait, no it doesn't. Your name was stolen. It's absolutely crazy. This really is Kingdom Hearts Twilight Town all of a sudden. Are gone. You have way worse problem than I do. You were worried about me that whole time, well... Right, that's it. I'm gonna help you get back your name and your body on your friends. Or not. That's okay. Don't worry about my problems. Not sure I really want to stay with my sisters anymore anyway. I feel like I need to repay your earlier kindness. It's the right thing to do. So here we go. Nothing... Like I said, Vivian is the character who there is totally nothing to remark upon. That's glossed over in the translation or anything like that. No, sorry. Vivian can pull Mario into the shadows where they can hide. It's pretty much the same kind of deal as with Bow's invisibility thing, intangibility thing in Paper Mario 1. And then you press X to re-emerge. In battle, Vivian can set enemies on fire with her Shade Fist. Or she and Mario can hide in the shadows to avoid damage with her Veil move. Which again is like Bow's intangibility move in battle, which is basically the equivalent of that the repel gel item. Guess we need to find out that ghost's real name first. That'll be a start. We're gonna get that kind of information. Oh, I wonder. I have sort of an idea. Birds pretend to be innocent with people around. Birds, specifically. But they're actually really well informed from all that flying and eavesdropping. With my power you can listen in on their conversations without them knowing. So in addition to villagers, let's also try to get some info from the local birds. It's not entirely obvious, but yes, you can actually, well, pretty sure that none of the villagers actually give you any different information at this point, but... Oh, that didn't quite work that time. If you do this next to the crows, they suddenly start speaking with human language, and I was chatting with Rodbeak in Mushroom Town on Instant Messenger yesterday. Oh my god. Well, that also needs to be commemorated, clearly. Pretty sure that's not supposed to be a specific reference to anything that could be described or referenced as Instant Messenger from the time period, but that just feels so dated at this point to use those two words to talk about anything. Hey, remember Windows Live Messenger where you could make as many GIF emotes as you wanted without friggin' having to pay a cent? Those were good times. It was useful for those hyper fellas, yeah, if you wanna avoid damage, but I don't know if we will. I guess we might. So I don't know how much damage Vivian's really gonna be able to do against those enemies. I guess we'll find out. He said he just got fiber optic on his home network. You believe that? Boy. Rad. I bet he's downloading 100 meg apps with no problems on those fat pipes. Someone wrote this. Probably surfing that Feather Club for Crow's site at the speed of light now. It just blows me away, all this information age hype you hear about. And yet it's all games and Feather Lost sites that are driving the technology. Oh god. This is kind of about to someone that I'm planning to share this with. But I think that tech-bot survivors can thrive if they get viable business models. Oh, there you go. Biting social commentary that is not necessarily outdated as a whole, so let's get more wisdom from these birds. I've been really depressed lately thinking about the depletion of fossil fuels. Oh my god. I can't remember all these topics that they talk about. Tell me about it. You have to come up with a renewable energy source before that happens. Like wind or hydroelectric, I think solar energy probably has the greatest potential. Well, would it have potential here where apparently the sun never shines? That's something to think about. I mean, depending on where in the world you go, I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of implementations for stuff like wind energy. Like, I think there's a lot of that in Spain from what I heard, or parts of Europe. And as this twilight world is too full of pain and contradiction, too full of broken dreams. God. Perhaps I was only given wings so that I could flee the terror of mundanity. That was very informative. What about these guys? Hey Mod, listen to this. Roddy, my oldest, is taking his SATs this year. Oh god. These are a little too fourth wall breaky, I think, at this point. A little running that age already. I'll bless my feathers, Flo. Aim birds. What are they, like aimbots? What do you mean, like AIM birds? Like freaking... Is AIM like AOL Instant Messenger? That's always kind of weirded me out as an acronym, because it's like an acronym that has a different acronym embedded within it, so it's... I guess if you were to extend that into the point where you could take a single step to break down everything into an actual word, it would be AOLIM. I don't know if anyone ever said it like that though, but I don't think I ever used that thing, what well, that service, that program myself. But I'm pretty sure I knew plenty of people who did. But that Mario guy meeting with the mayor, he's actually the bad guy, right? Well, here we go, here's the actual plot-related thing. Nobody even knows. Humans are so dumb it makes me want to peck their noses. The only soul that knows the bad guy's name is locked under creepy steeple, I hear. Because, you know, if no one knows your name, then you can use unstoppable magic. Yeah, I hear that's how that works. If someone says your real name to you, then your magic will stop working. I wonder how all this is going to end up, then. Well, I don't know. Like, at that point, why does the guy allow anyone to live who actually knows his real name? Kinda makes you wonder, like, is that an actual requirement that at least one being that is capable of doing so has to be able to remember your real name? Or else it won't work. It's pretty counterintuitive. Oh boy. Would have done this back in town, but I will never look very good, would it? Like before, I can't pass through this screen without going through the motions here. Oh, this is the one who stole your name and body. Looks sort of familiar to me. Well, and the chatter. Well, let's give him the fake name, I guess. I'll keep giving us chances, but of course we can't actually do anything yet, because we need the letter P. That's your whole... No, not Marin. I'll be singing the... well, out of the windfish, but... Named or kill that, well... well, that's a generic message, but I guess that could be seen as a directed insult. I'll get a little bit of free FP just for walking into the battle and having that effect, but let's just run away immediately. But once again, even if we switch to attacking with Vivian, I'm pretty sure we can't actually accomplish anything. Must have been hiding in there in ambush waiting for you to show up. I'll forget him, let's go. Get your name back. I guess I can try like being the normal ass Every Goombas here and seeing how this goes. And there we go. This might actually work out, because I don't remember like what the some of the audience got repelled. I don't remember quite how Vivian's attacks work. Shade Fist and Veil, let's see. There's a one that appears on the screen, okay. I don't know when you have to... but look, what the timing is for the stylish move for that attack either, honestly. Oh no, well... I don't think we're gonna be able to finish this guy, but at least we should be kind of protected from that attack as well. Never mind, we were able to finish the guy. I mean, without having to rely on the, well, being able to attack through the fog and not having to rely on the fog to dodge any potential attacks that came from him later on. So, keep on avoiding this because I'm not really sure that I want to deal with too many of these enemies right now, or at least not the hyper ones. We will fight a couple of crazy daisies on purpose when we are making our way back over there, because I'm pretty sure that pretty much the remainder of this is just going to be going back and forth between the town and this place. There we go. Yay, Vivian. So we're now able to actually finish these fights and not just be able to, or be forced to leave them in a rather uncertain position. Yeah. Don't even know at which point you would have to hit A to do the stylish move with air attack. The Shade Fist or Fire Fist. Is it called a Shade Fist? I think it might be actually. Even though it's fire element. And I think it only has a small chance of actually inflicting the fire thing on an enemy. Okay, I do see that one of those fuckers back there has a friggin' item, so let's the smart thing here. And I guess try to aim for that one. We can Vivian on the next round. Can we? Yeah, we can. There we go. So this person is able to just attack wherever. So it's kind of like a jump move, that Shade Fist. Makes sense because Vivian can teleport. Oh, and we got the free Thunderbolt. I guess that's nice. I don't know if... I get the feeling we're not really gonna get a lot of use out of any of these... Oh no. Not really gonna get that much use out of any of these... What would you call them? Like offensive items, I guess. don't think Vivian's gonna be able to pierce. Vivian's gonna be able to pierce through the Hyperclef defenses, so we'll just have a... Oh, the burning effect actually triggered this time. Let's have her attack the... attack the Crazy Daisy. Oh shit. Now Vivian's asleep, but... we're gonna finish off the... and the Hypercleft here, which pretty much eliminates the threat. Oh, there we go. That time I was able to do the defensive thing. And the Crazy Daisy is no longer on fire, but he's gonna be dead. God. Thunderbolt, but not Thunder Rage. Well, that's the second Thunderbolt we've gotten as an enemy drop in a row, so... The thing about Thunderbolt is that I'm pretty sure that it does like 5 damage on a single enemy, so... I think at this point that would pretty much be not even as efficient as literally just attacking by yourself and using the ridiculous extra damage that I would get at this point from my badge build. Well, not really that ridiculous, but still. I don't know, maybe it would like break through the thing a little bit. No, would an item attack ignore the enemy's defense? That's actually a question that I'm not sure I have the answer to, but let's see. Oh yeah, I'm actually just not remembering what the actual point of this room is. We can do this. I don't remember this was possible before, but it is. We can push this thing, but of course we can't go through it, but what we can do is after pushing it we can recede into the ground like this, and there we go. Now make it down here and get another Shine Sprite, so now we have enough to Vivian once. And I think Vivian is like the second to last partner that we can recruit, because I'm pretty sure that this is chapter 4. Okay, so yeah, next chapter is we're gonna recruit one more partner. It's part of the plot as well, but I think after that the only other partner that we can recruit is optional, so... There's nothing over here, but I guess this is how we get up to this area behind the flames. I did see that door down there before, but it was closed from this side. But of course, if we manage to get on the other side here... And this parrot. Good morning, good morning. Well, let's get the stuff in the chest first. At least this chest over here. Power Plus. Okay, another Power Plus badge. And a Mr. Softener. I don't think we have enough, we definitely don't have enough to equip that, because we would need another 6 points, so... We would have to sacrifice quite a bit of what we have right now to be able to make that viable, so... I don't think we'll be going for that just yet. Because if we get another HP upgrade and another BP upgrade, we can get rid of HP plus and also... I don't know, maybe a little bit more, like Happy Heart P and what are we? Level 1 stuff, Power Smash, we would be able to sacrifice, or willing to sacrifice that for another Power Plus. But we won't do it quite yet, I don't think. So he just says, good morning, pretty bird, shine get, which is of course a little humorous now that the original text that shows up in Mario Sunshine, the Japanese version, when you get a shine, it's shine get. And I guess is the only thing he's gonna say at this point. But of course we can spy on him if we, make ourselves invisible here, quote unquote. What happened to those weirdos who were just here? Oh, whatever. It's almost nice to have some company. I mean, no matter how important it is that no one knows his real name. Locking me up in here just because I know it, and making me guard the name's stupid missing letter. No way to treat a parrot. I really want a cracker. Douglas, you're a big meanie. When's feeding time, huh? It's not a very great name. Or secret name, I guess. Pretty bird, pretty bird. We can hear that again if we didn't catch it the first time. Man, am I tired of this stupid parrot babble act. It's so demeaning. Regarding this dump letter here, I should report that Douglas to the proper authorities, unless he gives me a cracker. All he's gonna say now. Why would your super secret name, yeah, I guess so, be basically a variation or a derivation of the entire whole name of that type of enemy or creature, which is, well, here's the letter P, there we go. Which is the dupli ghost. And the steeple key, which I guess is just for getting out of here. Now go figure how the letter P can be locked away, just like that, but there we go. We heard that, we heard you, little birdie. Duplis, that's his name. Now let's get your name and body back from that meanie, and we'll teach him a lesson or two while we're at it. I guess we're gonna have to do that. I don't know if we're gonna get like a separate title for him. Or what, but I don't even know if it's gonna be possible for us to get any of our partners back for the duration of this chapter, but we can also beat up a few boos on the way. I guess there's a freaking heal block right outside this place, so... Oh, we managed to kill it anyway, doesn't matter that we missed the second version thing. Well, here we go. Guess I'm completely missing the timing for the stylish move, whatever it's supposed to be. It still evades me. Ooh. My name is Person Pill 17 issue. Oh boy. Guess I wouldn't be able to say your name if I was somehow affected by some kind of evil spell that made it so I couldn't say the letter P in our speech, or to be more specific, would only not say the letter P if it was not the first letter in somebody's name. Because if his name was Paul, like I said earlier, we could spell that perfectly because we have the capital P. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, we can't actually hit the... well, maybe we can actually. Let's see. Hit the boo that's like in an elevated position with Vivian's normal punch attack. Maybe we can. Oh fuck. Might be bad news, or though we managed to avoid that. Cause, I'm pretty sure that's something... I don't remember exactly what happens if you actually get 3 poison mushrooms, but you get told very early on that it's bad. What the fuck? I would have hit for 4 or for 3 if I hadn't guarded, I guess. That's kind of fucked. Oh, I appealed. Didn't mean to appeal, goddammit. I thought that I had the attack thing selected. Oh, shoot. Forgot about that guy. Well, hopefully there's not 4 of them this time. Yeah, we actually could have done that pretty quickly, if not for the fact that we were surprised and I didn't get to get a first attack in. Okay. Trying so many different timings for the stylish move, but I guess nothing's gonna work. I guess we're gonna get through this pretty quickly regardless, because instead of attacking or doing anything, it just chose to change position. Red old syrup. I think red old syrup is worth a little bit more of more money if you like sell it off, but I don't know if we'll bother with that. At 74, we might actually be able to level up before the end of this chapter, or by the end of this chapter, I guess, if we clear out this room and maybe do a little bit more fighting. Oh, fuck. Now, hold on, let's finish this guy off first. He's got an item. Now I guess that does hit for 3 points. Oh shit, well we missed, but I guess it didn't matter that time. Not sure how we missed, I guess my fat thumb just hit the X button first instead. Or maybe it just happened too quickly for that to make a difference. Well, we can't do anything to that guy right now, so just stand, I guess. This time I noticed that I wasn't in the right menu. Yep, only 14 more star points, and I'll actually be able to get a new level. Actually, I wonder if I can, like, grind off those star points off of, like, the supers that are in the others here. Well, maybe at least check out one of these rooms here and get the rest of them from the crap in the Twilight Trail. That's probably a good idea. I'm wondering too if Vivian's gonna be able to hit the swoopers up there. That's another option that we have. Yeah, I guess we can do that. That's nice. And now it's on fire too. So either Flurry or Vivian can hit those monsters without actually having to worry about the fact that they're unreachable by normal jumps. Yeah, let's do the other super in this room and then we'll get the rest of the points that we're missing from the enemies in the trail. Before we get back to the big confrontation. Surely we can scrounge up 6 lousy star points from all the monsters that are going to be on the way back to the town now. I don't even think that we're going to have to run all the way back to, or like even after we get back to the town, I mean, I'm going to be having our big confrontation right there. I think we're actually going to have to run all the way back here after we find the guy one more time. Come on, just turn around so I can do this and bring this to an end. I guess this is gonna be a chance for us to see what happens when we try to attack the hyperglyphs with Vivian. It's probably not gonna be great, but it literally doesn't matter because we're about to level up. Yeah, well, at least Vivian didn't get hurt. I guess it doesn't count as like a jump type attack, but also has no, oh god, effect. It's a bit of a quirk of this game, I think, if, I guess later on, if when you have the big stages, when you get that event where someone in the audience is gonna throw something to hurt you. You get like a bunch of copies of that. Just from the one person who actually has that. I don't know why it does that, but I do remember that happening. This could be a problem. They got freaking... Let's use the Earth Tremor. It seems justified in this particular confrontation. And let's have Vivian take care of this freaking go by the back first and foremost. That's quite a justifiable decision. And there we go, that should be enough to have it to hit the next level up point, which will put us at let us get maybe penultimate badge upgrade, or the final badge upgrade, I think. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get any more BP after this point, if this works like the first Paper Mario where 30 is the maximum that we can have, so... would technically be the point at which we need to stop, I guess. Hold on. Let me trade off Happy Heart P and one of the other things that I have. Power Smash, I guess, so I can have Power Plus equipped. And if I am in fact at the threshold, at the limit for how much BP I can have. Hold on, let's up right here so we can wait for the freaking enemy to go one space over, or maybe we can actually just kill it. It's kind of annoyingly away, so screw it. Okay, let's focus all our efforts on the Spiky Goomba first. Okay, I guess if I get another health upgrade, I'm just gonna... if I am at the limit for how many BP I can have. Whenever I upgrade my... whenever I level up again, I'm gonna get another health upgrade, and I'm going to, I guess, unequip the HP up badge that I had. And use that BP for something else. But I don't know if that's gonna be necessary, really. Find out. So what level am I right now? I'm level 13, and... I guess if we had the same level cap as in Paper Mario 1, then 14 more levels, I think, to get to that level cap. I'm not even sure if that's going to be the case in this, honestly. Run some quick numbers, because let's see, I've got 25, well, I think 50 base FP on HP would be the thing. If this works the same way as Paper Mario 1, so if we remove the HP that I got from the batch that I have right now, it would be 20, so you would need 6 more levels to max that out. So yeah, because 30 more, so okay, that. So each one would be worth 5, and 6 more levels to max that out. And to max out the HP, you would need 8 more levels, so yeah, that's 14 levels, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's exactly the same kind of build, and I basically just hit the BP cap. Seems extremely possible now that I think about it that way. Time to cancel your magazine subscriptions because you're getting erased. Well, first please amuse me with one more guess. It really gives me joy to watch your squirm in futility as you try to guess my name. So hit me one more time. I guess that's a timely thing to say in like the early 2000s. Okay, of course it's exactly 8 characters, so... But we actually have the means to hit him with the correct thing this time. What? What did you just say? It can't be. Oh no. Why? How? Well, I'm feeling faint. Apparently if somebody knows your real name, this is the regular reaction. Now it's her turn. Let's get her name and body back. Where will he go to hide? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. There's only 2 directions and he went that way, so... Time to do yet another thing. See, this kind of reminds me of... if you play Borderlands 1, the fucking DLC thing, where... It's just like, yeah, you're gonna have to drive back and forth on the highway that's like... I don't know, 10 kilometers long or something like that. Over and over and over and over again to get everything done. Because fast travel points, who needs those in the DLCs? Oh, there we go. Narrowly managed to avoid contact with the enemy there. I don't really feel like fighting too many more of these normal-ass enemies at this point. Already got my level up. Pretty much the only thing that I was concerned about. Oh fuck. Well, might be able to supercharge our way out of this. There we go. That worked out. Oh god. It's gonna be, this might be a little bit painful though. Let's do this at face value. I guess we won't. I'll just conclude this battle with 1 turn by doing this. I don't feel with dealing this in long form, kind of way. This particular composition. Not at this time. Alrighty, there we go. Made it all the way back to the spooky final confrontation stage here. We're gonna have to take a long way to actually be able to get up to the lair here. And of course all the boosts are back, but I said I think I'm gonna actually try to go back to avoiding confrontations now. Might be a little trickier with the supers in these rooms because they're so narrow, but it can be done. Notice their pattern especially. Need to move the stairs, or yeah, but we need to move the stairs just 1 space up, I think. The guy went all the way up there. How would he have moved the stairs after he already went up there? These are the questions that must be answered. How long ago has he been living here that apparently he's got this, you know, big stained glass mural thing that's got his image on it with freaking piranha plants? And all that. Did he make that himself or did he commission somebody? We don't need that. It's a little bit of extra star power, but probably not even gonna use that in this battle, honestly. Go back into his lair, and yeah, you again, Slick. You're pretty stubborn to follow me all the way out here. Fine, I see, I get it. Let's just put an end to this, shall we? Alright, kids, put on your fighting gloves. Woohoo, it's me. Right there with you. Oh, this creep couldn't take us on his own. He teamed up with a shadow siren. Yeah, that doesn't really look good. Well, we certainly won't be letting him do anything to our little Mario. But it tastes the pain Gonzalez style Shadow Guy, so it's one of those people did mention, you know, Mario, so gonna make a bit of a deal out of this. Very good, my loyal ones. How dare this nameless nobody challenge the great Mario? Oh, there you go. Mario? Yeah, who's tell your name and body is Mario, who for some reason wasn't able to recognize it all before. That means you're Mario? Well, not right now, apparently. I can't believe it. All this time I was helping Mario, I feel like an idiot. Well, what's going on there? A fight with your girl? Excuse me. Fight with your girl? Friend? Don't expect any sympathy from us ghoulies. Well, no. Road by the Ghoulies was another game by freaking Rareware that didn't do very well, but it was actually kind of a fun game. Came out around this time, I think it was original Xbox only. When are they gonna come out with a freaking decent emulator for the original Xbox so I can replay that and fucking Midtown Madness 3 and all the crap that I played on the Xbox that doesn't have like a PS2 equivalent or anything. I wish that I at least be able to do that in some form before I die, but your friends ditch you because you don't have the charisma of me, Super Mario. Well, Vivian's gone now, but we are electrified, so clearly we'll be fine. We could attack Goombella. I guess we don't have the what's it called? Tattle on Goombella. And we can't get the Tattle on Goombella because she's not gonna tell herself. Well, in this bizarre situation, I guess if we had like the Peekaboo badge this time, we could wait, what? How did that work? If we had the Peekaboo badge at this point, we could actually go ahead and, you know, get the beat out on her health at least, but don't let your guard down, okay? There we go, we can guard against that. Oof. But yeah, it's kind of hard to guard against attacks that will only be relevant for one fight in the whole game. I'm sorry, says this Mario is the only person who has ever been kind to me. Well, of course, fighting by your side from now on. Time to get the defector partner. Well, these dudes already have that from my attrition attack from my improved base damage from the badge that I just equipped, but sure will accept your help. Boy, we were one off. Oh, there we go. Pulled it off. So it's very, very finicky, because I'm pretty sure that I tried to do the stylish move without timing a lot of times before, but that was the first time that it actually worked. Dare you try to do this to the great Super Mario? How dare you? Well, there we go. I guess we managed to defend against that. Still have not been able to defend against Goombella's attack, though. This dude should be dead if he can do at least 2 damage with Vivian's move. And even if he don't, then he's gonna burn to death. Oh, there we go, 3 damage. Okay, so how do we do this exactly? I don't know. It had to be like before we even pop out. Oh, there we go. We killed Mario. And got 20 whole star points for doing that. But no, he was actually a spooky ghosty the whole time. Kinda wondering if, like, you fight the other partners, if you, like, focus on beating Goombella at first. You might do something like that, but, I mean, why bother doing that when you can just focus all your efforts on the main boss from the beginning? I guess, unless you really want to see, like, potential extra dialogue or something. Oh, Killjoys, time to go kill myself! Running away and jump off the freaking steeple tower. Except, of course, that doesn't happen. What the heck is going on here? That wasn't the real Mario? Nope. We get shell-winked. How could I ever mistake my dear Mario for another? Well, I'm just gonna shrug that off. So who's this girl, huh? Isn't she one of the shadow sirens you guys mentioned? Why would Gonzalez pair up with one of those creeps? Well, guess it's explanation time. Thanks for sticking up for me. Well, thanks to her, I guess you came through this okay. No sweat, right? Even though we did try to murder each other once upon a time, I guess we only did that once at least. It's a bit less complicated than the Tyrea situation in the game that I was playing yesterday. Sorry about earlier. Well, be happy to travel with you if you'll have me. There we go. Vivian has really joined the party now for real. Won't be leaving anymore. In short lapses, even. And there we go, there's our normal end of chapter pose. And this time we actually learn a special move that something else that was missing before, I guess. Art attack, which... from what I remember, it can be pretty useful for the boss of the next chapter, but I don't know about on that point. Mario defeated the rogue who had stolen his name and appearance. Now Mario has 4 crystal stars, that leaves him here 3 more to find. And that means that his quest to collect all the crystal stars is more than half over. Yeah, about that. Now Mario heads off towards his next adventure with his new friend Vivian. But what about Beldam and Marilyn? And what became of the doppelganger Dupless? Well, since he's already a ghost, he didn't actually kill himself, he just ran away. He's just gonna make it through okay, even though he can get beaten up, so... kinda makes you wonder about the actual implications of jumping off such a height would be, but oh well. Even is so very late, where has that scatterbrain been all this time? Well, I'll actually answer there, but he goes. Guess we had to have that very short sighting scene there as foreshadowing. And back to this. Are you sure about this? Speak up, X-Note. Yes, sir, quite sure. I pored over all our research of the 1,000-year door. It appears the sealing power has definitely been weakening, as Beldam said. The sealing power, well, I leave a treasure of legend. Ancient power of darkness will soon be ours. Listen well. Keep giving the crystal star search top priority. Of course, that also includes the elimination of Mario, that meddling scum. That's been going so well so far. Soon I will have the power that has lived for a millennium, so very soon. And when that glorious day dawns, I'll throw the world into the depths of terror for some reason. No one can stop me. All will kneel before the X-Naut regime, and then I, Grodus, will build a new world. Perfect ideal world, yes. World made by me, about me, and for me. I'm not sure how you would read this, because I think the only laugh that I've seen, like, written out with an akakak onomatopoeia is by a certain internet figure who doesn't really sound exactly like akakak necessarily. It's more like a, I don't know how to imitate that. I guess not hard axe, so to speak, but more like a how, stuff like that. Sounds kind of like that, but a lot more loud and obnoxious. I wonder if that's how that's supposed to sound. It's more like, I don't know, inhaling and laughing at the same time. It's weird to describe, but this time we don't even start in Peach's room, we just cut straight to the chase. What shall I do today? Will it be dancing perhaps, disguising, or will I sing a song or something? Or bake a cake, or participate in a quiz show, or any of the other filler stuff that we had in the first Paper Mario game. I am conflicted. Well, what's wrong, Tech? You don't seem yourself. Which is more important, carrying out an order of protecting a critical person, or protecting a critical person? I exist for the purpose of a certain person. I wish to exist for the purpose of another. I do not know what to do, really. Oh, what do you mean? I think it's pretty obvious what it means, but... No, never mind. Please forget my musings. I do not know why, but it makes me feel unpleasant if I make you worry. Well, in any case, let's have a quiz. It's actually gonna be a quiz show. Literally one of the things that we had in the Peach segments to have some kind of a vague justification for Peach having this information to pass on to Mario. Please answer the questions that I am about to ask you. If you can answer 5 questions, you may use the communicator as usual. What's with you all of a sudden? Well, now the first question. What will happen if you collect 7 crystal stars? What if you get these wrong? Like, Some coins appear, the 1,000-year door opens, or your wish is granted. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we've established that not even the in-universe characters know the answer to this. But I guess this would be the only certain one. So we might as well play it safe, because we might be, I don't know, missing out on something. You don't. Correct. I can't believe he was a villain of Paper Mario all along. Oh, I wonder. Does it mean that my impression was a bit better than I expected? Well, who knows. Now the second question. What is the goal of Grotto's leader of the X-Nuts? To conquer the world, to get rich, or to become a superhero? Well, that's also pretty unclear, but I guess... What if we get this one wrong? Incorrect. Please start again from the beginning. Oh, so it just forces you to start over. Okay, then I guess we're just gonna expedite this. We'll take over the world. There we go. Correct. Now the third question. What is the legendary treasure that waits behind the 1,000-year door? Yeah, literally nobody knows that. That's a plot point. Please answer. What is the legendary treasure that waits behind the 1,000-year door? Well, I guess we assume that the answer to this would be according to the X-Nuts database, because that's what Tech would have. Well, the only thing that would make sense based on what we've heard is 1,000-year-old demon soul. We're going to Boletaria, except we went there. Now the fourth question, so we just get fed this information basically in a very roundabout way. What does your goddess wish to do with this ancient demon soul? Well, bring the demon back to life, hang out with it, or cherish it always? Why can't it be all of the above? Well, whatever. Correct. Bring the demon back to life. What is required to seal up the demon again? Well, crystal stars, I guess. Or it could be any of these, really. We don't know that it would be the crystal stars, but... So, according to the database so far, based that, I guess these questions would be built from... you would need the crystal stars to... yeah, apparently. You would need the crystal stars to open the door, but you would also be able to use the crystal stars to seal the demon away again, so... That's, raises a few questions on what exactly the villains would use them... Like, what specific functions they would use them for as part of this whole process, I don't know. Is it okay for you to tell me this whole thing? Yeah, once again, it's just in a very roundabout way, but this time it's played for, I guess, a bit more dramatic effect and comical effect, like the quiz show was in the first game. Always cherish my demons. Yeah, me too. It's me, your boy. Yeah, go back to your room. That was very edifying. Very informative. I'm kind of wondering too, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the Bowser mid-chapter scene next. As well. I'm pretty sure we couldn't even move Peach during that section. It's just like going through the dialogue. I can't believe we got to the visual novel part of Mario. Let's see what this is gonna turn into here. Received reports of a great secret in the floating town of Glitzville. I tried a cheap blimp there. Come now. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that they got that information a little too late. Once again. There are 2 tickets, 1 greedy and evil king and 1 sweet young thing. Oh, good gravy. Bowser, the evil king and a deluded old hag. Life's too short. Well, that's one way to get him out of the way. Why can't he jump over the fence and run on the train tracks? Come back here, you impudent little cheapskate. Oh. But now Bowser's gone. Where'd Lord Bowser go? How could Bowser travel through the air? Except by this thing that we've already seen in this game. Forget that wimpy blimpy, I'll be riding this, baby. I snuck into Glitzville once before. Oh yeah, I guess that he did do that. So I know the way, no problemo. You go easy on your old limbs and take the slow ride on the blimp grabber. Oh, the humanity. I don't know why they waited this long to, I guess, look into Glitzville again, but... Now my special dirigible deluxe brown bag cami lunch will go to waste. I guess it was supposed to be for him specifically. For some reason or another. Yep, no complications whatsoever in traveling at high altitudes like this. No protection. Well, I guess for Bowser there aren't. Oh no. There we go, that had a bit of voice acting. So time to make our way out of the water in the only way we know how. Time for another Mario 1 party level. For the level and everything, oh god, I forgot about this fucking song having a party too. I have to write this down in my, like, not as easy to remember music from this game thing. Can we pause? I didn't realize that this was an option too, hold on. And let me see, where would I write this? Here. Paper Mario, the Bowser near door. I don't know. Bowser underwater level. I'll figure out what the actual name is later. Well, we can just... God, what are these sound effects? Just keep causing the fucking Bowser voice stuff to happen by pausing and unpausing this part. Even if they're not really that audible over the music. Well, it's still the obligatory power-up. You pretty much have to use the fire breath to get the powers to appear properly. Oh boy. And then we just make our way through and try to not be all the way up on top of everything, because in that case we don't actually get the other sex notes here too. We don't get the other power-up blocks. Okay, I guess we don't have much of a hitbox in this. Okay, all of a sudden we did. I guess if we double back a little bit, we can actually... Can we get the coral thing out of the way? Oh, but we can destroy that block from over here. There we go. I guess it is a good idea to, like, do the swinging motion so we can just move faster. Ooh, just jump out of here, I guess, instead of going through the pipe. Ooh. I can't believe we won again. Well, he just made it back to Rockford, I guess. That was terrible. I gotta get in shape. It's Bowser the Koopa King. All these guys that just hang out here just gotta end up running away all of a sudden. Guess she made it to Glitzville, though. I suppose she hadn't made it there the first time. I've been looking all over. I may ask, where have you been, your sogginess? Well, swimming. Really neat. As for me, Glitzville was fantastic. The fights were so cool. Well, I was overcome by, even at my age, I was shaking what my mama gave me. And then the hot dogs. Oh my gracious, yummerly. Yeah, fun too? Yeah, well. Had some takoyaki, you might say, but... Is that a no? It was terrible, you hear me. I swallowed a dang blooper. Oh yeah, there you go. I wanted to have fun. Somehow. But forget it, it's over. Give me some solid info on Princess Peach and the Crystal Stars now. Even though I don't think we're gonna be seeing him in, like, involved in the main story for pretty much the remainder of it until right at the end. But that about takes care of that. We solved all those problems. I believe it was a fake Mario that time, so we were all fooled. After all you've done for our town, did we hurt your feelings? Well, maybe a little. Well, alright, it's okay to be in touch with your feelings, so then. You brought a shining ray of light to our dim little town. Twilight Town thanks you. To get back to Rockport, right, let's go. Right, please come back to visit anytime you like. I don't think there's much, that much more to be seen here at this point, so... I guess we can go back and upgrade Vivian. And... I'll just go ahead and get the next thing from the 1000-year door, but... They're gonna wrap this up pretty quickly. Maybe take a quick look at the trouble center to see what are the optional things that I'm, kind of on the lookout for. It's gonna be available. Trouble center. Only for a Thunder Rage, really. That means that the freaking... the Thunderbolts that I've been getting so far, probably pretty cheap. I could probably sell them off somewhere else. I could probably sell them off here. Let me check the prices. We have Thunder Rage here, but no Thunderbolt. Oh goodness. If I were to sell Thunderbolt, it sells for 4 coins here. I can probably get a better price than that. Somewhere else. Who knows? Yeah, for now, I guess we just go back to the town. Do the people here say something different? I guess they do. What did you just say? Oh boy. You get around when you're a piggy. Did you just say, well, I didn't say anything. I'm saying. I always used to love pork chops, but now I think about the poor pig. You don't think that maybe it was a pig in a past life, do you? Well, that life probably would have been pretty short. Wake up and think it's still night sometimes, so yeah. I mean, it kind of is. Does this count as a night part of Twilight? I don't think we're gonna learn that much more from these guys. Hold on. What? There be any... Might as well look into this for a minute. Any of these star piece panels hiding around here by sheer coincidence at this time? Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe it's on, like, to the left of the pipe. There is something here. Well, apparently there isn't. It's really gonna be a lot easier to look for those panels when we have the ability to actually just not have to do the spin jump, but do it with the hammer. Guess we might as well take a quick look around town, because I'm pretty sure that we didn't find anything like that, but there's no reason to believe there wouldn't be something like that somewhere in the town. Can't wait until I actually can't find anything, and I'm gonna have to come back for it later. Which is probably what's gonna happen, because I don't want to spend too much just looking for this one thing. Too much time, that is. No, I guess we're just gonna let it go, even though I'm pretty sure there is a panel like that in at least one of these screens. I thought that it was gonna be right here, like in the center of the first screen, but maybe not. Sure hope that the NPCs aren't friggin', you know, stopping it from actually merging. That would be terrible. Oh, what do we got? Email from Princess Peach, yeah. Successfully identified the tomb that marks an email from Peach. I have finally learned what the legendary treasure is. It is the spirit of a demon. The X-Nauts plan to revive this 1000-year-old monster and use its power to take over the world. Yeah, that'll go really good. That'll go exactly as planned. They're collecting the crystal stars so they can open the 1000-year door. They'll find this demon's spirit, but the only thing that can keep it locked away is the crystal stars themselves, so we must not let them get the crystal stars. An ancient demon spirit. Jeepers creepers. Doesn't get much worse than that, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that oh, well, first let's take care of this, I guess. Oh, we have, I guess, a little too high defense for that to even do anything to us. But I'm pretty sure that, as we come to learn in the end, a bit of a spoiler there, that throughout this whole game, people keep going back and forth on, like, what's the big treasure supposed to be, what's the big thing that's being guarded by the 1000-year door, but I'm pretty sure that at the very end of everything we learn that even though the whole thing about the demon is true, that's not even the actual treasure itself. But the funny part is that I'm pretty sure that if you want to find out what the actual treasure itself is, you need to keep playing into the post game, which I'm pretty sure we will do. So won't be that much of an issue. So I guess there's gonna be a few things we're gonna check out here in town. We're gonna check out like Luigi's storytelling thing, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be around somewhere. Strange rumors of Twilighters being turned into pigs. Scary news, folks. I like the dark space behind this message board. Maybe I'll hang out here more often darkly. So he went to the alley at one point. Back here, I guess. Hey, yo. Got all the hottest new products right here. Well, let's see what this guy has. Timing tutor, we can't afford a W emblem still, that kind of sucks. We should probably buy a boost sheet and a timing tutor. And I guess we'll buy the timing tutor now and the boost sheet. That's probably worth buying for like some of the more challenging stuff that will be available later on. But we'll keep the money that we have right now so that we can maybe be able to afford the W emblem sometime in the future. I don't know exactly when that's going to be. Maybe that won't be until way later for all I know. But for now, why don't we come down here and let's check out the rat is gone. Yeah, the rat is gone. I guess it not exactly when he left, but I'm guessing that he leaves either after the end of chapter 4 or at the beginning of chapter 4 once it's properly triggered, because I'm pretty sure that he was around for the entire time before then. But at any rate, let's see. Where is Luigi hanging out this time? I should probably be able to meet him even before we go down at the sewers. But for now, let's see what this guy back here has to say today. I'll smack you. We went to the place. Did you hear? Don't you love how dim and weird it is there? All kind of. Haven't been back in ages. I should go back there soon for a visit. Let's check out the... let's go do this first, I guess. Let's power up Vivian with the 3 things that we have. Shazubi. We're probably gonna be able to power up partners even further after the end of the next chapter, I think, but for now we just carry on. With the same system that we've been employing the entire time, right? Oh yeah, that house is not that was right, it's this one. I'm pretty sure that house will become relevant really soon, but here we go. Question mark, elusive badge. I'm after an elusive badge. Must explain in person. Meet me on the roof of Sesti's house in the Rockport Square. This poster is anonymous. This may be dangerous. Want to take on this trouble? Well, not quite yet, but we will be doing that very soon, actually. Please deliver the Silver Club newsletter routing slip for me. Oh boy. I'm seeking legendary book. I want you to go find the legendary cookbook for me. It's in a pretty scary place, so there's no way an old gal like me could get it alone. Please come to my house in Rockport Square for details. I'm sure that we're going to be able to finish this right away because we already collected that cookbook, so let's accept it and look at some of the other ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that starting with this one, maybe only that one. Jolene help wanted? Well, we can't actually check out any of the other ones, well, I don't know. There might actually be quite a few more of those troubles that showed up, but the elusive batch one is the one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to do. Sometime in the near future. By sometime in the near future, I'm pretty sure that I mean like pretty much right at the beginning of the next time I play this. But for now, I think, like I said, all I'm going to be trying to do is. Oh, hey, look at this! The first of these has shown up. Super Luigi Book 1, super popular now on sale. Let's buy this. I need 64 coins for that Super Luigi. Want to buy it, fella? Well, before we buy it, let's actually get a quick screenshot of it. And maybe from a slightly better angle here, hold on. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna get it and check it out to it's gonna make a lot more sense when we actually... this exists, after we actually get to meet Luigi again. What's it I want to do? I don't think I really want to do anything else here, but... except find Luigi wherever he might be right now. He might be on the west side of town, I guess. I don't think I saw him there though, but... hey, look at this. You've got my trouble. Well, it's really important, so listen up, Mr. Klutz. Ages ago there was this great legendary chef named Maitre Delish. Rumor has it you instantly become a better chef by reading his book, and I believe that, I guess. Unfortunately, it's an old book that's hard to find, stores don't carry it, but I recently heard that someone who used to live in Creepy Steeple had a copy. There are many secret rooms in Creepy Steeple, so it's moldering there somewhere. I just have to get my hands on that book and read it, so help me out, Stumblebum. A complete letdown. Well, as it happens, we already found it, so immediately just give it. That's the book by Maitre Delish. Give it here, quick. Ah, I see. Ah. To get a cooking thing as the reward for that trouble, I guess. And the ability to cook with 2 ingredients now, I'm pretty sure. That's actually the main thing. I've got it now. Just glaze a mushroom with honey syrup for a yummy honey shroom. Brilliant. Now I can use recipes that require 2 ingredients. I never could have figured that out by myself. I'm pretty sure you also need to bring a cookbook to Tasty and Paper Mario 1 to achieve the same effect, so... I'm gonna put my soul into it and cook with a vengeance from this day on. There we go. That's the reward for completing that. I'm gonna take a quick look down here to figure out if Luigi's shown up in this screen or not. I don't see him here either. Maybe he showed up in the harbor actually, because we're gonna have to go there at some point before the start of the next chapter, I think. But might as well look here real quick. Nope. Guess there isn't anyone else here either. All I ever think about is how this train cuts through the wind as it races across plains, like a torpedo on Earth. Slicing through the relentless winds. Doesn't it just fire you up inside? Well, I was talking about the same thing still. There must have been so many brutal farewells on this very spot. It's just deep, man. I haven't thought of it, I think I'm gonna cry. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a It's just deep man written like that in a video game, so I might as well take another screenshot of that. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna go make a beeline for the fasten your door now. We'll get that map scene, we'll figure out where Luigi is after we've done that, I guess, because we've looked around and we've established that he doesn't seem to be in the center of town. Or in any of the western or eastern districts, or we would have seen him by now. I'll just go straight to the door and maybe that's what's gonna make him appear. What am I doing? I need to go this way. I need to go this way. And just go straight to my destination, because those big blocks aren't an obstacle anymore, not the other ones at least. There we go. Well, I finished my tea a while ago, but I guess I have a bit of mineral water that used to have ice in it. It doesn't anymore. But might as well take a sip of that as I wait. And there we are. Off to the sea we go. We should go up to the professor's office. We have to let him know about the princess's email too. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get one of those big outbursts from, like, outside his house too. It's part of this. What? I thought it was gonna be a bigger font. It's kind of disappointing. Usually those are like the huge type. That was written in Princess Peach's email. Legendary treasure is actually the spirit of an ancient demon. And those fiends want to use the power of the crystal stars to resurrect it. How bone-chilling. Sadly, it does seem to be consistent with what I've uncovered. Goodness. This is rather long, so you'd best listen well. All of you ready? I knew they're in front of the TV you listen up to. Oh, that will screenshot for sure. Maybe I'm missing something. Are you talking to no one? Well, oh, never you mind. Don't worry about such trivial details, just listen. I'm pretty sure that's the first of 2 times at least that's gonna happen in chapter 5 actually, but... Great cataclysm that I read about in that book may well refer to this demon. As the monster destroyed a large town that once stood in this very area. It also says that the 7 crystal stars were actually created by this monster. And that this thing used the power of the crystal stars to try to control the world. According to this book, the demon was defeated in the end by 4 heroes. Only the beast's physical form was destroyed. Its spirit could not be eradicated. So the heroes used the crystal stars which they had stolen from the demon, and they cast the evil beast into the depths of a vast maze and sealed the exit. From this, I gather that the crystal stars cannot distinguish good from evil. So if they're all united, they could either seal away or resurrect the demon. It seems that who wields the crystal stars determines if they're used for evil or good. Guess we gotta consider not collecting the crystal stars then, except... It would be awful if we found them all only to have them stolen for evil purposes. Does anyone think that it might be better to destroy them once and for all? Well, that was my first thought too, but further research suggests we can't do that. There's a slight possibility that the 1000-year door is weakening, so I guess this is actually foreshadowed. It seems the crystal stars hold the power to seal the beasts for 1000 years. Once 1000 years pass, the power to keep the door sealed shut will fail. Unfortunately, this year may be the 1000th year. Bad luck, huh? Well, the fact that those goons want the stars now may be coincidence, but maybe not. In other words, we must be ready for the demon's return, even if the X-Notes fail. Guess we better find the rest of the crystal stars then, huh? Where do we start? According to the map, it appears to be somewhere on Keelhole Key. Not too familiar with the place, but I've heard countless unsavory rumors. You know, the usual stuff. Vengeful, spiritual, hatred, evil curses, things like that. Well, yeah, the usual stuff. Sure, the sea salt's down by the harbor no more. You should head there first. Well, we'll be doing that, but... not quite yet, I don't think. We just got the... I guess a little nudge in the right direction. Not quite... Can't quite act upon yet. Hold on. I guess since we were told to go to the harbor, that might actually mean that that's where Luigi is after all. I sure don't see him anywhere else, so maybe we just missed him. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, that talking to Luigi will actually be the last thing that we do for right now. Well, apparently quite a bit of yeah, quite a bit of changes have gone on here. He's not here either, though. It's weird. Or would it be? Pretty sure he's supposed to show up somewhere at this point. Well, let's see. We'll talk to the people here. What's with the stink eye, eh? I can answer anything. Or kill Hulky. Right. Don't ask me about that, please. I got no need for a curse from the Pirate King. That ship dock there belongs to Flavia the merchant trader. He don't sail too often though, mostly he hangs at Podley's joint on the plaza. He might actually be there actually then. No matter how much I work, life never gets any easier for me, you know what I mean? It's going to be a way to just go poof and get rich, you know, poof. So we pretty much just get told that somebody who might be worth talking to at this point might be the guy in the bar, basically, but... I guess we haven't looked in there yet. Is where the person that I actually want to talk to, yeah, well, you know, actually is. So let's do this and let this be the end, I guess. That's Luigi's Pal Torque. Here's like a totally excellent mechanic. According to Mechanics Weekly, that tool on his back can basically do anything, even though it just looks like a normal wrench, not adjustable. He seems ticked off though. I wonder what happened. Well, yeah, I'm Torque and I don't for a second think this dude's telling the whole story. Well, the reason I lent him my rig was cause he got down on his knees and begged. And what happened? He's in it for 1 second before he completely totals it, idiot. I'm not letting this dip out of my sight until he repays me the 5,000 coin repair costs. Well, let's see what Luigi has to say about that. I headed to Circuit Break Island and got me a very marvelous compass piece. You wouldn't believe it, bro. Talk about thrills, chills, and spills. It's pretty nuts, bro. Wanna hear what happened? Sure. Let's hear about Circuit Break Island. As our boat arrived at Circuit Break Island, we heard this incredible racket. We soon found out that they hold kart races almost every day on the island. Sounds familiar, right? Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for that day. Go figure how that works. Just as we got to the racetrack, they were holding the award ceremony. I couldn't believe my eyes, right there on the trophy they give to the winner. It was another piece of the marvelous compass. I almost passed that away. Well, I decided right then and there that the only thing to do was enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in kart races before, so I thought it'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. I'm just reminded of the retro play of Bronco Mario Kart, which... If that was like the only reference that you had for Luigi and kart races, you would think that he would definitely be at an advantage, but... I guess we'll just continue here. The karts were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with their exhaust. Guess this game foreshadowed fucking Mario Kart 7 and 8. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas. It was anything goes, bro. Of course, I wanted to get right out of there pronto. These drivers were crazed. But I worked up my courage and signed up anyway, and my race day finally came. With one of the best karts, the big green 01. I took my position at the start line. The light went green, I stomped the accelerator, and something bad happened. I was in reverse. The big green 01 went rocketing backwards with me yelling. This also fucking predicted Ready Player One, I guess. Crashed into the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-scream. In one fell swoop, I dropped into last place and wrecked my racing machine. But it wasn't all bad news. All the other karts crashed because of my maneuver. This freaking... God, I'm gonna have to look up this guy's name. Too. This also predicted that Bradbury guy winning at the Olympics. Hold on. What was his actual name? Stephen Bradbury. Who got a gold medal because he was the only one that didn't fucking crash during like a skating race. Just went careening off to the side. Everyone did except him, and that's the only reason he won, but all the other cars crashed because of my maneuver. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by a country mile, bro. The piece off of my trophy and added it to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me towards Jazavras town in the east. Then I heard that voice. Princess Eclair's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess, random words would form poetry if spoken by your voice. Will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Eclair. Well, sorry about that, bro. So after I got back at my boat, and came back here to Rogueport, and that's what's been up with me. So there you go. We can actually ask him to recap another part of the story, but if we check out the freaking book that we got at the shop, Super Luigi Book 1, actually check this out as well. Have you ever experienced a time when no matter how hard you tried, you failed and the time you spent felt wasted? If ever you feel such pangs of regret, try to remember this tale, the story of a young man's quest to save a sweet princess. Well, for Luigi Volume 1, the quest begins. The day dawned like any other, but little did Luigi know that the letter he was about to receive would forever change his destiny. Sir Luigi, danger besets us on all sides and we beg your help. The foul Chestnut King has stolen our treasure, our fair princess. The letter was from Minister Crepe of the Waffle Kingdom, a man aware of Luigi's many adventures. Well, he knew only Luigi could save him. All this probably would have taken place after Mario was missing, so technically speaking. Charged with this dire task, Luigi wasted no time curtailing the heroic meal he was making. Then he packed for his deadly journey. Knowing that his older, though less talented brother was out on a no doubt inconsequential errand, Luigi took a moment to leave a note. Mix a Keel Mango with a Peachy Peach to whip up a Fruit Parfait. These cryptic words were all Luigi wrote before leaving. Upon reaching the Waffle Kingdom, Luigi was greeted by pure misery, an endless flow of tears over the kidnapping of Princess Eclair. Arriving at the castle, Luigi was greeted by Minister Crep, who carefully handed him a compass base with only one intact section. Our land had a second treasure, the marvelous compass. Find its 7 parts and find Eclair, so it began. Okay, so I guess this is the text thing where if you had like the bobbing star on the corner there to mark the normal thing, but then it bobs a lot more slowly. It kind of like, I don't know, sways back and forth during the final page. Oh yeah, there we go. I wonder how that would measure up against his personal account of that part of the story. Letter was cooking a snack at home when another letter arrived. And there's the content. Ask Beg for your assistance. Hesitating only a teensy bit, headed to the Waffle Kingdom. First I wrote my note to myself about what I was cooking, then I left. I met Minister Crep who filled me in, so it wasn't quite as dramatic as all that. Oracle said a marvelous compass could locate her. Some oracle. Well, this marvelous compass had been broken into 7 parts by an ancient curse. It's pretty much just a parallel thing to the actual main game quest. Give me the compass base spoken of in Waffler Fables. When it activated, the entire thing lit right up, indicating the deep south. Well, that little foreshadowing bit wasn't included in the dramatized version, which was in fact dramatized quite a bit from the original account, I guess. The original account, which I guess we must assume to be true, at least to some extent, just based on the fact that all the characters and the companions from those adventures are apparently real creatures that we do get to meet in person, so... But with that excellent story told one more time, I think that's where I'm going to be leaving things off for now. I'll just go ahead and do the thing, and I sure hope that the game just saved properly, because I'm hitting the power button here again. After I place the GameCube controller back over there. So, no, okay, just press the freaking reset button instead. I meant to press the power button. There we go. Now there's no signal. Go back to no signal again. There we go. It doesn't matter because I just shut it off. So first it went to the blue screen because I pressed reset, but then it started getting a signal again, but then I pressed power right after that, so there we go. Just went to the signal thing one more time, but it's gonna leave us, this is slightly short for the kind of streams that I've been doing this past few weeks, but that's okay. Wanted to end around this time anyway. Let's guess start up the next song in the stream playlist so we can go, which is quite fitting for the ending here, I guess. The end of screen stream section here. Oh, here we go. Is this thing playing in the background the entire time? I don't know. And go do the thing. Which is just my little outro that I do, so... As always... what I say most of the time, not every single time, but most of the time, is... Well, take it easy, thank you for coming like always, thanks for chatting, always wait whenever people chat, and I'll probably see you tomorrow for the ending of the Majora's Mask randomizer, but... this would also be where I ordinarily say the thing, which is, if you would be sticking around for just a little moment longer, I would be doing a raid, but I don't know. Doesn't seem to be a lot of people around right now. There do seem to be some people around, but not really necessarily anything that would match up with what I was doing right now. So I'll just actually go ahead and just end it off without doing that for today. That might be the better option, really, but... I don't know, I guess it could be a coin toss. I think I'm just gonna go ahead actually and just sign off without really reading anyone today. Probably a good idea. But yeah, you'll take it easy as I said, and I will be returning tomorrow with the end of my Dress Match Randomizer, and next week we'll be continuing Paper Mario again at a new game. I'm deciding what the new game will be yet, but I'm gonna rewind this song like this much so I can actually match that up with me stopping the stream, so... Yeah, there's actually a vote for whatever the next game I'm gonna be playing right now in my Discord, so... You can hang out and... I'm just gonna rewind this yet again. Hold on, this much this time. If you haven't dropped in yet, you can drop in, and I was saying that, potentially. It's kinda tight right now. But yeah, that's what's in the horizon. In the horizon right... Goodness me, no. I need to breathe, hold on. There we go. The end of my Dress Match Randomizer tomorrow, and then more games next week, so... I'll see you then, I guess. For now, I will say... later. And... not be able to stop any time for the next song to start playing for a little bit, but there we go. Later.